All right, students, welcome to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting. We're starting the classroom exactly 18 minutes late because we just are experimenting with Google Plus and we're learning how to use the Google Plus system. If you guys don't understand how to use Google Plus yet, contact me, PM me, or Boggles or DDP. Oh, Zyger made it. Zyger, welcome.
Zyger here.
Okay, so if you guys have questions about joining Google Plus, again, the students you can contact are Boggles, Mindboggler, DVP, Death by Porn. Sorry, let me not abbreviate their names. I'll give you their full form names in case you're new. Mindboggler, Death by Porn, G Zyger, G-Z-E-I-G-E-R, or Professor Plum. You can contact one of us, and we'll show you how to get started in the classroom, and we'll show you how to just start a Hangout. That's basically Google Plus's form of, you start a Hangout, which is Google Plus's chat application, and we can have as many people as we want here, and that's how we're running our classroom right now. You can have the option of using the webcam, so you can see other students, or just the chat, or just if you have a mic, that's fine too. You can join the classroom and participate. So right now, we have...
Plum, do you have Tim added, Tim Williams?
Timmy is in our... he's on our list, but I don't know if he has accepted the chat invite or not.
Oh, you know what? I'll invite him.
We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to actually start the class. Okay, let's see. This is Zyga. G-Z-E. Zyga. Okay, so we got Shy Willy right now. This is like the Brady Bunch. I don't know if you guys ever seen this old show in the 70s. It's like, in the intro, it's got everybody's face, like their faces they're moving around, and it's got like 9 boxes, and it's got the Brady Bunch logo in the middle, and then around the Brady Bunch logo, it's got all the kids of the Brady Bunch. And so they're all looking up at each other and looking around at each other, and this is exactly like that. That's exactly what it looks like. Like if Zyger looks up, he's looking, Zyger, look up and point up, and Shy Willy, look down and point down.
Move your hand further down, yeah.
Yeah, now you're pointing at each other. That's exactly like the Brady Bunch. That's exactly how it runs. So you guys
I invited the Tim guy, so it is connection line.
So you guys are all in a row. Tim, how you doing?
Hey.
Oh.
I had a little bit of trouble trying to, get in a hangout, and I think...
Well, you're in, and guess what? Your connection isn't that terrible right now.
Yeah, you reset
my router.
Well, good. If it gets terrible, I'm gonna boot you, or I'm gonna tell you to just exit the classroom, just for recording purposes. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
So we added Tim Willy. I'm gonna add Tim Willy right here. Tim Willy. We got Zyger. We got Jar. We got Leo, new student Leo. What's your full handle on the forum? Is it Leonardo or what is it? I forget what it is on the forum. Leopold. Okay, so it's Leopold. P-O-L-D.
His name is Leopold EM, Expectation Management.
We got the Boggles, and we're going to go ahead and start. You guys can follow along on my screen. Hopefully you guys can see my screen.
Oh, yeah.
Is it blurry for you guys, or are you able to see it okay?
Oh, it's clear right now. Clear.
Okay. So first one on the agenda here is we're going to cover one of LTA's expression.
No, you need to delete that. You did that last
We covered that one? Okay, so that was the last podcast. Okay, great. Let's see.
Fail clips EM report.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
we haven't covered that, so let's get to that. I'm going to click on that one right now. Okay, let's see what this is at. We got Paperclip. He wrote in an update, I recently texted her to reward her, blah, blah, blah. If you took your cue and messaged students saying, gee, I hope you have a swell time at the academy, how rewarding do you think that would be to the other students? Have you read our free ebook? Okay. I think I wrote this because Paperclip didn't have a good report. Not only was it not good just as far as him carrying it out, but I don't mind if you guys screw up in your reports. Obviously, you're going to screw up, otherwise you wouldn't even be here. But try as much as possible to follow the EM guidelines set up. So if you read the new student orientation, I got rid of all of the extra posts and I condensed it. So if you want to go back over the new student orientation post, it's in the orientation section. There's only one post as a global or announcement in the orientation section, and I have all the main points numbered from 1 to 10. So they're all in order now. You should go back and definitely just review it just to make sure you covered everything. And one of the main points is covering the EM guidelines. So when you're a new student, definitely before you start posting your expectation management reports, have a look around at the other students' reports so you'll see what the format should be like. And also definitely there's a link that takes you right to one of the announcements in the expectation management section. It's the expectation management guidelines. It shows you exactly how your report should look, and it covers the format. So Paper has no excuse. He's been in the class for years, literally. So of all people, he should not be fucking up the things in his EM report. He can still screw up with the content, but I mean the general format, just the basic format, which you don't need any experience with to follow the format. Okay, so he starts off. Let's go over this post right now. So this is the same girl from post 1 on page 26 of this thread. He says, I've been texting this girl who I met a couple of months ago. I didn't get her number until I ran into her for the first time in 2 months after meeting her. I've been texting back and forth with her, but I had difficulty talking to her on the phone and taking her out because of her busy schedule. I frequently reward her through text message using such types of reward like praise, attention, sharing my experiences, and positive association. So these are all things he mentioned from the ebook, which are types of rewards. So if you are unfamiliar with rewards, check with the ebook in section 3. Here's an example of me rewarding her. A couple of days ago, she sent me a multimedia message that's telling me a short story, and at the end saying, the person who sent this to you must care about you. It was one of those chain messages, and I thought it was cute that she included me in it. Okay, he completely misread this. First of all, this is a chain message, and if you get a chain message from anybody where it says, like, send this to 10 people, or it's meaningless. Just fucking delete it. It means nothing. This is a chain letter. A chain letter, by definition, is useless. You're trying to send it to as many people as possible. So if you happen to have somebody on your contacts, and you send them a chain letter, it's like sending them it's like sending them a YouTube video, or it's like sending them your favorite song. It doesn't mean you wrote the song. It doesn't mean...
It's basically sending them spam.
What's that?
She's spamming him and he thinks he's nice.
Yeah, it's like spamming somebody, like here are some cats I found on the internet. It doesn't mean that you own the cats and you bought the cats specifically to send to them. It's like stuff you would send your friend, like joke stuff. It means nothing. So if a girl sends you a chain letter, definitely don't take that as her personal interest in you. I'm assuming he meant, here's an example of her. A couple of days ago, she sent me a multimedia message. I'm assuming this is on Facebook and not through text. I think it might be different if she's not sending a global text message out. But he's saying it's a multimedia message, so I'm assuming it's Facebook. So if somebody's sending you something on Facebook, and especially...
Messages on cell phones.
What's that?
Multimedia messages are on cell phones. Like, instead of a SMS, you can send a picture attached to it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with, so I'm going to assume it's cell phone then, but it was one of those chain messages. So again, if it says chain message, I'm going to assume she sent it to 200 other people, which makes it, again, meaningless. If it's not specifically to you, I'm going to take it as meaningless. Okay. So he took it as just an opportunity to respond to her, which is fine. Even if it's meaningless, it's just a pretense. All you are looking for, if you're talking to a girl you're interested in, it's just a pretense. And it doesn't even have to make sense. It could be like, what time is it? What class are you in? It doesn't have to be anything meaningful, a pretense. It's just a way to start the conversation. So he says, I called her last night, but she didn't pick up. As I was leaving a voicemail message, she sent me a text message. I finished leaving her a voicemail message and read her text message. We started texting each other. Her, sorry I missed your call. I just got back from work, and I'm relaxing until I leave tonight, meeting my expectation of responding to my call. Cool. Rewarding her with praise. Cool is not praise. I guess strictly speaking, yes, it follows under praise, but if you're saying cool, it's like saying okay. If somebody tells you something and you say cool,
to me, I don't care if you say cool as praise. Like,
it's like agreement. It is, technically speaking, again, it is praise, but it's very, very, very light praise. So if you view that as praise, you're in trouble.
Desperate.
It's not necessarily desperate. It's just misreading what praise is, or just putting too much into reading too much into what you're saying.
To me, cool is more like acknowledgement. Cool.
Cool is like, it's almost like an everyday nomenclature. It's where people say, what's up? I'm cool. You're not praising them. You're not telling them you're cool. Or if somebody says,
just acknowledging.
Hey, I got you a hamburger, and you say cool. Yeah, you're acknowledging what they did, but in a strict sense, it is a reward, but again, it's a very light reward. So be aware of what is a meaningful reward to somebody.
How do the students know?
Well, here's the thing. Again,
and not be delusional?
if somebody is interested in you, they're going to initiate or take the time to either to respond to you or initiate contact with you. Okay, so she's responding back and forth. That's good. That's a good sign. So we're just not going to read too much into it. We're just making a note right at the beginning that cool, rewarding with praise. Okay, technically, but I wouldn't look at you as rewarding her with praise. As more, she's going to read it as more of just saying, okay, you acknowledged it. She says, a friend's party met my expectation. He says, where are you going? He's stating his expectation. A friend's party. She writes back, what are you doing for the next 2 weeks? Stating her expectation. Again, we don't care about her stating her expectation, so why he's even writing that is irrelevant. Zyger, regarding the other person, what do we care about? Do we care about stating? Why don't we care about stating her? When he writes in the brackets stating her expectation, why don't we care about that?
Because this is his EM reports, not hers. So all we care about is her rewarding him or punishing him.
Yes, we don't care about her expectations. We're not saying we ultimately don't care about her expectations, but for writing an EM report, we don't care about her expectations. All we care about is whether she's meeting or not meeting our expectations. That means we only care if she's rewarding us or punishing us. Paper should know this by now, so he's fucking up again. Stating her expectation, yes, she's stating an expectation, but again, this is his EM report. We only care if he's stating his expectations and meeting his expectations. We don't care what she's doing. We only care if she's rewarding or punishing us, meaning she's meeting our expectations or not meeting our expectations. Okay, so let's go on. He says, I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. Met her expectation, and who cares if he's meeting her expectation again? And he says he rewarded her with attention by answering her question. Me, I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. Jar, if somebody says to you, if you ask me, hey, what are you doing for the next 2 weeks? And I respond to you, I'm going to work out with my friends, go hiking, I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. How rewarding is that to you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like a 1 or a 2, probably. It's not too rewarding.
What is it? In what sense is it rewarding?
Well, I guess it's because he's acknowledging the conversation.
Right. So at the very least, I'm acknowledging you. Right. You ask me a question, I acknowledge it. So to some small extent, I'm rewarding you, right, by giving you my attention and acknowledging you. Yeah. But it's a very small reward, right?
Yeah. So what you're trying to say is like.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Why is it such a small reward? He says, if I say to you, you ask me what am I doing, and I say I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. Why is it such a small reward? I'm acknowledging you, granted, but why is it such a small reward?
Because
Shy Willie, why is it such a small reward?
He's not really conveying his experience.
Whoa, whose mom just came into class? Shy Willie, is that your mom?
Yeah.
Tell her you're in class. Tell her to get out.
Yeah, I think I have to go.
Okay, well, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Take care, Shy Will. You can hear the podcast when it's recorded.
All right.
All right, Tim Will. Let's ask you the same question. Yep. Same question to you, Tim Will. Why is it not rewarding just for me to tell you, hey, I'm just working out. I'm going to hang out with my friends and do this thing. Why is that not rewarding? I mean, why is it not that rewarding, I should say?
Yeah. Well, you're just telling someone your plans. It's like there's no expression of you.
There's no expression of you, which means I'm doing what, Zyger?
Conveying.
Maybe you're not including her in your activities, maybe.
Hold on, Zyga.
Well, you're just getting information.
Yes, you're conveying dead information.
Yeah.
Finish your thought. And what else?
Well, there's a few things going on here. The most obvious, obviously, is that he's just saying, I'm going to do A, B, C, just dead information, while he could, obviously, like, I was planning on going with my best buddy and blah, blah, and, getting her into the experience. That would be a great reward.
Yes.
But aside from that, when she asked him, what are you doing for the next few weeks, she's kind of passively probing, maybe hoping that he'll ask her out or something. She wouldn't just ask this for nothing, I guess.
Well, she might just be asking it for nothing. She might not be interested in him. She might just think of him as a friend. But he can use we're not going to mind read. The point is, he should be using the opportunity to convey his person. That is the attractive part to men and women, is conveying your person, not information. So, Jar, if I tell you, or if you ask me, what am I doing? And I tell you, hey, I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. I'm just conveying to you information. This is the same thing Zyger's going to do. This is the same thing Boggles is going to do. Same thing Tim Willie's going to do. It's just stuff. It's like saying, what cereal do you like? Well, I like Crunch Berry. Well, Bogler likes honeycomb. Big deal. You're conveying dead, static information that has no person behind it. How would you improve this? Just using what he said. He said he's conveying dead information, which is not that rewarding. He says, I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep. Okay, now I'm going to ask you the question.
Right.
I want you to answer with those same things, but in a more attractive way. I want you to give me a demonstration, okay? So, Jar, where are you going?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing? What are you doing for the next 2 weeks?
All right. Well, first of all, I've got to hang out with my friends that I haven't seen in ages, and I miss them a lot because we haven't seen each other in a long time, and I really want to get to see their faces again. Then I'm probably going to go hiking in a beautiful mountain range with amazing scenery, maybe hear some, and try to sneak up on some animals and get some shots of them, and I'm going to have a really good time doing that. then I'm going to absolutely bust my ass in a hardcore workout. I'm going to get the sweat on, and I'm going to feel really good after that. It's going to make me feel so good that I'm just going to drop dead in my bed afterwards. It's going to be a day done. Okay, what was the difference there between you convey the same information that you're going to hang out with your friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep, but what was the difference? Well, what I tried to do is that I know that it's just boring to say hang out with my friends, but I wanted to really bring here the person into my experience. No, you're wrong. It's fun hanging out with your friends. Yeah. Okay. But the way you convey it makes a difference. What's the difference? When you say, I'm going to hang out with my friends, that's going to be fun for you, right? Yeah. But why is it boring for me? Well, just to hear you say you're going to hang out with your friends, why is it boring for me? Well, you can hear from anybody. I'm sorry, what? Speak up and say that again? Say that again? You can hear that from anybody. Anybody can tell you I'm going to hang out with friends. But I gave you more of an insight into what I personally like to hang out with my friends. Okay, what do we call that in class? You did what? It was a specific degree of my expression. Boggles. What did we call that in class that he did? What was the difference?
He conveyed his personal reactions.
Yes, he conveyed his personal reactions to those things versus just conveying dead information. So if I say, I'm going to hang out with my friends, that is conveying the fact of what I'm going to do. But it doesn't say anything about my reactions to that event. What would be a reaction, Bogler, of saying, I'm going to hang out with my friends?
I'm going to go hang out with this friend and ride bikes with him. I can't wait to go do that because the last time I did, I had so much fun. I was exhausted, but then the memories that I had from that thing was stuck with me for a long time, so I just want to experience that again.
Okay, so now you started off conveying information. You said, I'm going to ride bikes with my friend, and then you got into what the experience was like. You conveyed your reaction to that information. That is the attractive part, not just the fact that you state, I'm going to ride bikes with my friend. That's just conveying dead static information, what you're doing. But your personal reaction to that information is the thing that attracts me, is the thing that interests me. So when he says, hey, I'm doing this stuff, he says he's rewarding her with attention by answering her question. Yes, he's giving her attention, but he's not giving her enough of a reward to stimulate her, right? If I just tell you, hey, I'm going to hang out with my friends, how stimulating is that, Tim Willie? Tim.
Yes.
How stimulating is it if I just tell you I'm going to hang out with my friends?
Not stimulating at all.
Exactly.
I could be hanging out with my friends.
Not that, yeah, you can be hanging out with your friends. It's just conveying information to you. But if you convey your reaction to that, then I'm attracted. Then that's stimulating. Then I can respond to that. All those things that Bogler said about his wanting to ride with his bikes with his friend, that provoked a lot of thoughts in me and even some feelings. And now I have something to respond to. That stimulated me. That was a real reward. Now that encourages me to respond to them. But just saying, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my friends, just conveying dead information doesn't stimulate me, doesn't motivate me to respond, doesn't give me incentive to meet your expectations. Okay, are you free this weekend? Yeah.
I mean, in the ebook you have the 7 or 8 ways to differentiate, show the different rewards.
Right.
I'm thinking if you should show what they should be using ideally, because everybody knows attention.
Well, we know the different types of rewards. Just using a type reward, like he's just giving her attention right now.
But, it's I use this type, so I'm
But
good.
the point is, when you get to the last part of section 3, it talks about expression, where then it goes into conveying your reaction. Section 3 talks all about that.
Okay.
Have you read section 3?
I have, except, students how you emphasize here, they should be using this kind of reward more and not just use attention.
Oh, you mean emphasizing one reward over another?
Yeah, because you could say, I've used the first 3.
Okay, so you could say,
You should.
I used attention, so somebody would think, I just gave her attention. The fact that I gave her attention was rewarding enough. She should meet my expectations.
Emphasize sharing your reactions or something over just using attention. How do you differentiate?
It's simple. You just need to use the one that's appropriate to the situation. If someone's doing something you like, you do praise. If you're talking about what you like or something that you're going to do, then you express yourself.
When he says here, for instance, when she asks him, what are you doing for the next 2 weeks? If you were just giving attention, you would just maybe look in their direction. But that's not even meeting her needs. When she's saying, what are you doing for the next 2 weeks? He could go into all his personal reactions about what he's doing, but instead he chooses to convey dead static information. So he's not, technically he's giving her attention, but this is not really falling under the category of attention. The category of attention, see, he's mislabeling the reward here. This is, I wouldn't even necessarily put this under attention. This is more, he is technically paying attention to her, but this is more like almost agreement. what are you doing? He's just stating what he's doing. I guess it falls under attention, but it's a very, I would say attention applies more to just acknowledgement. Like if you're acknowledging somebody, that's a reward, but they have to care about your acknowledgement. They have to have incentive to care about your attention. So for instance, if let's say you see a pretty girl walking down the street, right? And she walks by you and you stare at her, you turn your head. Aren't you giving her attention?
Yes.
Does she value that? Does she go, oh my God, that guy's staring at me. He's rewarding me by staring at me and paying attention to me. I like him now. Is that enough incentive for her to like you?
No.
No. So when does the attention matter?
When you're getting the results that you want?
When you've already established your authority. Let's say I pay attention to you. I'm an instructor of the class, and I pay attention to you.
Okay.
Or I just stop paying attention to you. Let's say I never call on you in class. See, because I have already established authority, and you're already acknowledging my authority by being a student, you highly value my attention. So my attention is more of a reward to you now. Versus if I haven't established my authority, if I'm a homeless guy in the street and I don't pay attention to you, are you hurt? Are you wounded? Do you feel left out when a homeless guy doesn't pay attention to you and you walk by him?
No.
Why not?
Because he hasn't established his authority. He hasn't given me any reason or incentive in the first place.
Yeah, his attention is not, it's like, you know what attention falls under almost? It's like saying, it talks in the ebook, ignoring with authority and ignoring without authority.
You should do the same thing for attention.
It's pretty much the same deal here. It's not strictly the same because when you first pay attention to somebody and you're not paying attention to them, that is a reward. So for instance, if you're a stranger and all of a sudden I turn to you and pay attention to you and say, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm paying attention. I'm giving you my full attention. So that is a reward. It may make you feel warm inside. It may give you the incentive, may provoke you to respond to me warmly and want to be my friend or figure out what I'm about. But if I just go, hey, it's nice to meet you, and then I just keep staring at you, that's not going to be enough incentive to go forward in the relationship. It's like a first step, right? As opposed to, let's say I say, hey, it's nice to meet you, and I don't shake your hand, I don't even look at you, I kind of just look off the side because I'm really shy.
That'll be a punishment.
It's almost like a punishment. Now that's where my attention is needed when I'm first meeting somebody. It's great when I give them my full attention when I'm first meeting them. But beyond that attention has to matter to that person. When it matters to that person is when your authority is established. Then my attention, if I take it away from you, like if you're a student, I take my attention away from you, I kick you out of class, or I just don't call on you, it's going to affect you a lot. Mm-hmm. Versus if I say, hey, Boggles, give me the answer to this, I'm paying attention to you, that's rewarding for you as a student. It shows I care about you. And you feel that way when you get called on, or when I ask you for something or I acknowledge you in class, that's a rewarding feeling for you because you already respect my authority. If you didn't respect my authority, I'd be like a homeless guy teaching. It wouldn't matter if I didn't call on you. You'd be like, it's a homeless guy. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah, I guess they need to use appropriate rewards.
Right, just like Zyger said, he should already know this because we talk about this a lot, especially in other podcasts. Whenever he has the opportunity, especially what he's saying, let's say he does believe this is a reward of attention, right? Mm-hmm. Still, shouldn't he know that when he's conveying something like I'm going to hang out with my friends or go hiking or work out and sleep, shouldn't he already know that regardless of whether it's attention or sharing his experiences, shouldn't he know to convey his personal reaction there?
Every time. Yeah,
every time. There's no excuse to not. When would you not do this? It's only if you didn't care about the person. It was like a person at a cashier at KFC and you just wanted them to take your order. You don't care about giving them a full detail about what that's when you would give them dead information. When they ask you, what do you want for your order? And I say, I want a bucket of chicken. I don't say, I want a bucket of chicken because chicken's so delicious. And when I'm a kid, I always miss home-cooked meals and fried chicken makes me so happy. So I really want this bucket of chicken. Do they care about that? Or do I want to give them that personal reaction? I can form a good relationship with my cashier, but it's not necessary. Mm-hmm. So in this case, especially with a person he's interested in, of all people, he should be always sharing his personal reactions with a person he's interested in.
Okay.
If I'm your buddy and I hang out with you, call me up and you go, hey, what's going on? And I just go, nothing. Or you say, hey, what did you do today? And I say, well, I hung out, I went to work, and I just came back. As a buddy, are you calling me to find out information? Are you calling to find out facts? Are you calling to find out I took a pee in the toilet? Are you calling to find out I washed my hands? That I ate a burger? Is this what you're calling to find out? What are you calling to find out as my friend?
how you feel, like
what I think about, what my thoughts are about things, and how I feel about things. You're asking about my personal reactions. You're not asking about the fact that I did something, because everybody does something. Why would you need to call me if you just wanted to find out what I did? You could call JAR. You could call a random person in the phone book and just ask them, "Hey, random person, what did you do today?" They'll tell you, or but it's not meaningful to you. What is meaningful to you is my personal reaction, my personal thoughts, my personal feelings. That's the attractive thing to you. That's why you're calling me. So, Paperclip doesn't realize that. That's why he's saying, "Oh, I'm rewarding her with attention." Meanwhile, he's conveying just mindless information, dead information to her that means nothing.
Okay, well, I was thinking, like, since he rewarded her with praise on top, maybe he's like,
how did he reward her with praise on top? Where?
Here. I responded by praising her with, how cute, thanks.
Okay, so he's giving her, yes, after me, how cute. So he's saying how he's sharing a personal reaction.
He's thinking, at that point I used the praise reward. Now I'm going to use the attention reward, so I'll just tell her what I'm doing.
Hold on a second. Oh, we got Paper. Paper, you here? We got Paper in the chat. We're covering it. Paper, we're covering your report. Whoa, Mr. Robot, we're covering your report right now.
Missed you.
I know, this sucks that I'm difficult to connect.
Yeah, your connection's really bad right now, so we're going to ask you to exit, actually, because there's no point in you just sitting in, because you can actually hear this on the podcast. So just go ahead and exit, because your connection's real bad right now. We're actually going over your report, so as soon as it's done, we post it. You can listen to it and find out about your EM report. Got that, Paper?
And then hang up.
Okay. Yeah, the polite way. I'm trying to politely tell them to hang up. Okay, so is that where were we, Bogler?
Oh yeah, so I'm saying, like, what are you thinking? Oh, I praised her on top. Now I'm just gonna, reward her with attention. Like, I'm just gonna use the different forms of rewards. Like that, I'm thinking that's what he did. Like, I used the reward of praise on top.
Okay, so he's using the different rewards. But again, remember what we talked about. It's not just the fact that you're technically doing something. Rewards. It's the fact that you're conveying your person. The emphasis is always on conveying your person, not just conveying the dead information. So he should know that from being in here enough times that just saying, "I'm going to hang out with my friends, go hiking, work out, and sleep" is not conveying your person.
It's not a reward,
okay. And again, this is almost a punishment to people. When they ask for to meet your needs, when they ask you, "What are you doing for the next 2 weeks?" the reason why they're talking to you is to get their social needs met. So if you're giving them dead static information, you're punishing them.
Yes.
You're punishing them for wanting to be your friend by giving them this dead static information. No wonder they don't want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he asks, "Are you free this weekend?" What does that mean when he asks, "Are you free this weekend, Jar?" What is he doing?
Stating expectation.
Yes, he's stating an expectation, which means he's doing what?
He's trying to get his needs met.
Right, so what's that mean he's doing to her, in relation to her? What is he doing?
He is... I guess getting her to get their needs met.
Tim Willie.
Together.
Tim Willie. You there?
Yep.
Tim, are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake. I just had my mic on mute.
Gotcha. Okay. Quick on the draw. What is he doing in relation to her? When he says, "Are you free this weekend?" he's stating his expectation. What is he doing in relation to her?
Looks like he's trying. I think he's indirectly stating his.
Well, he's stating an expectation. He wants to know if she's free this weekend, but he wants to meet with her. But what does that mean? What is he doing with her in relation to her?
He's submitting to her.
No, Boggles. What is he doing in relation to her when he's stating this expectation? Are you free this weekend?
He's trying to start a romantic relationship with her.
Right, but what is he doing then? What is this? What is this? Are you free this weekend? What is that? Let me state it another way. Maybe it'll make it clearer.
Okay.
Do you want to go out this weekend with me? Or come out this weekend with me?
He's making a demand.
Yes, he's making a demand. What do you need to do when you make a demand? Like if I say, "Bogler, I want you to pay me $200. That's a demand. What do I need to do? What do I need to do in order to get that demand met?
You need to give me a lot of incentive.
Yeah, I need to give you a lot of incentive. I need to work for you, don't I? For that $200, yeah. I need to earn that. You're not going to just give that to me.
Yeah.
So I need to do something.
So Plum, is that why you're using the word demand? It makes it more clear than expectation. Like that, you have to give a lot of incentive to get a demand met.
Well, the expectation is that demand. Paper, hey, your connection's better. What happened?
I think it's...
Yeah, I know. That shit ain't me, man.
I know.
Am I doing better, guys?
Oh, yeah, it's better now.
Your light went out, though.
Your light went out.
Yeah, turn off my video camera.
It's coming in and out.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's good right now.
All the power in your apartment is going to your internet now. No more power for the camera.
We're covering your EM report right now.
Shit, man. I'm missing that on my EM report.
Yes, you are. You're gonna have to hear half of it on the whatchamacallit, on the podcast, but we're covering, we're in the middle right now.
Cool.
So he's making a
All right,
demand.
that's good.
What does he need to do to get the demand met? Leopold?
What's up?
Leopold, what does he need to do to get that demand met?
Still kind of confused.
Hold on. Paper. Exit. Your connection screwed up the class. Exit. Okay. Sorry, Leo, go ahead. What's he need to do to get this demand met? Take a guess. I make a demand on you. Give me $200. What do I need to do to get that $200 from you?
Oh.
You need to earn it.
Yeah, I need to do what?
Work for me.
I need to do something for you, right? Tim Willie, you got the O's? A case of the O's?
Yeah. you need to give me, for me to give you $200, you need to give me a damn good reason to.
Yes, exactly. So for this guy to say, hey, come out on a date with me, that's a demand. Does he have enough, has he given her enough incentive to get that demand met, Jar?
I don't think so at all. If I were the girl, I don't think I'd want to go on a date with Paperclip yet. That's not enough incentive for me.
That's what I would say. Her, sounds fun. Rewarding me with praise. I worked this weekend, but what time were you thinking of? Met my expectation. I worked this weekend, but what time were you thinking of? Is that meeting his expectation, Zyga?
Well...
We don't know what his expectation is because he's stating it indirectly.
He's
not stating it clearly. What's his real expectation? It's not, are you free?
His real expectation is that she'll jump at him and say, oh yeah, I really want to go out with you.
Yes.
Meet up at 5 tomorrow.
So his real expectation is to get in her pants.
Yes, it's not, are you free this weekend? That's not his real expectation. That's why it's hard to figure out. When people are very indirect, it's very hard to figure out their expectation. That's why he had to identify it for us, stating my expectation. Are you free this weekend? His real expectation is what, Jar?
To get in her pants.
Yeah, I want to get in your pants. That's my expectation. Yeah. She said, sounds fun. Getting in my pants sounds fun. I worked this weekend. What time were you thinking of? Is the expectation met, Jar?
No.
Why isn't it met?
Because he's not in her pants.
Yes, he's not in her pants. But for some reason he says the expectation's met. No.
Well, at least, she could have punished him by saying I'm busy, so she's...
Doesn't matter, Boggles. How do we know the expectation's met?
Okay.
How do we know the expectation's met or not?
When he actually gets what he really wants?
Yeah, when his need gets met. Either a relationship or it gets, a sexual needs met, whatever his need is for this relationship to go forward. If it's met, then he'll be happy. But just a promise of something. A lot of students in the chat room tell me, hey, Plum, I'm going to do that assignment you told me to do. Or, hey, Plum, I'm going to change my schedule and turn it in. Do I go, oh, I'm so happy you met my expectation. Woo! Am I always clapping and happy?
Students are rewarding me.
You're so rewarding me. So am I always praising the students when they make me all these promises and tell me all these great things they're going to do for me? No, why not?
Because we haven't met your expectations.
Yeah, because I know everybody's like Boggles. They like to tell me what they're going to do and never do it. I wait till you actually meet my expectation. That means my needs met and I'm satisfied. I say, great, it was satisfying. And now I could say, yes, you definitively met my expectation. But I'm not going to just settle for you saying, oh, I'm going to meet your expectation. Or your expectation's as good as met. Don't worry, I'm coming through.
Same principle.
That does not mean my expectation is met. I don't know why you put that here. Okay.
In terms of this EM, what else could he have put though for her? If she's either rewarding or punishing, right? Even though she's not meeting his complete expectation yet, his actual expectation, what would he put there?
What would he put where?
For this sentence, what time were you thinking of? Just stating an expectation?
Why would he put just stating an expectation?
Well, no, I mean, the girl either has to reward or punish.
Right, so you're trying to identify what the girl's, what should be in the brackets for the girl?
Yeah, brackets for, like in regards to Paperclip, either she's rewarding him or punishing him even though she's not completely meeting his expectation yet. Like, what
are you saying? You gotta be clear on what you're saying. I don't understand what you're asking.
You're saying she's not actually meeting his expectation yet completely.
Right.
But I still want to identify the step
whether it's rewarding or punishing. Like this.
What
No,
step?
she's rewarding
What
him
step?
by agreeing.
Yeah. Okay. So I can still write that. Okay.
Yeah, she's just rewarding by agreeing then.
Okay. Oh, not meeting expectation. Got it. Okay.
Okay. So expectations not met, but she's still rewarding by agreeing. Okay.
Agreeing. Okay.
What else is here? Where are we? I'm going to hang out with my friend, blah, blah, blah. What time are you available tomorrow?
Time
Okay.
you available. That's more accurate. Rewarding by agreeing.
Sounds fun. I work this weekend, but what time are you thinking? Okay, me. Paperclip. What time are you available tomorrow? Ignored her expectations, stated mine, and said, what goes in that box, Jar?
I would just say, I don't want to say ignoring by or punishing through ignoring because I don't think that his ignoring makes as much sense.
Why doesn't
I
his
just say
ignoring
state
matter?
expectation.
Why
Because
doesn't
he hasn't established his authority yet.
Okay, so is ignoring if he ignores it doesn't matter. So what would you say? What would you put?
I just put stating expectation.
Zyger?
No.
Yeah, stating his expectation indirectly, but he
Yeah.
still wants to know. He wants her to agree to meet at a certain time.
Right. So indirectly, same kind of the basic same expectation. So same thing. He's trying to pin her down for a time or something like that along those lines. Her after 8:30 met my expectation. He put met my expectation. True or false, Tim Willie? Tim Willie.
Unmute mic.
False.
What would you put there?
I mean, she said she's getting off work at 8:30, but let me see. I'm just trying to think here. But she didn't actually agree to hang out with him yet.
What would you put, Zyger?
After 8:30, what she said, after 8:30, met my expectation?
Yeah.
Yes, Crash met my expectation. She's, I guess, rewarding him, but it's very mild. I guess just by agreeing again.
She's saying agreeing or even nothing. It's so insignificant at this point,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
I prefer to always put something.
Yeah,
I prefer
I would-
rewarding by agreeing.
I would just say rewarding by agreeing. That's fine. Me, sounds good. Rewarded with praise by approving the time she's available to see me. How rewarding is that, Jar?
These almost sounds like 2 lines about she said sounds fun.
Yeah, sounds fun, sounds
You
good.
selected such an amazing time.
Jar, how much fun are you having on this date with paper?
Oh man, I'm just having such a blast. I'm really off in the bed.
I think you're being sarcastic. I think you're actually having the opposite of a good time. How
I am
rewarded,
being sarcastic.
Jar? How rewarded do you feel when I say sounds good? When it says rewarding by praising, by approving the time she's available to see me.
That's not true. What the bracket says isn't true. I don't feel rewarded at all.
Well, what
It's
should
just
go in the
fluff coming
brackets?
out of your mouth.
What's that?
It's just fluff coming out of the mouth. That's all. Like out of his mouth.
Technically, it's what is it? What would you put there?
Sounds good. Rewarding. I guess rewarding with agreement. I guess.
Okay. Technically,
Same.
yes, but
Same thing.
again, we're just looking at what type of thing is going on. He obviously hasn't met the demand quota for, incentive for giving somebody a pleasurable incentive for giving somebody incentive to want to hang out yet. But he's still rewarding her. It's like putting a drop in the bucket. You have like scales balancing and the scale's got to tip one way for something to happen. So right now he's put like an eye drop worth of stuff on one side of the scale that he wants to tip. So yes, it technically is a reward. We're trying to look for coins for heavy things to put on the side, right? So it'll tip. But he's only put like a little drop and saying he's assuming that's like a gold bar and it's going to tip with just that one drop. Not
It's
the
like,
case.
oh baby, you know what I love about you? You're so punctual.
You're so punctual, yes. So he's assuming that is some valid reward that she's going to all of a sudden, rush to him. Okay. I work this week. Let's see. After sounds good. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the plaza tomorrow night, stating my expectation. Okay. Her. What are we going to do? Punish me by ignoring with authority and stated her expectation. Jar, right or wrong? Actually, no,
That's
Tim
wrong.
Willie, right or wrong?
Wrong.
Why?
Definitely not ignoring him. The mere fact that she responded to him tells me she's not ignoring him. I think she's just trying to get more information from him.
I don't think she's trying to get more information from him.
I think is giving him like obstacle. Like she didn't want to go or something.
Nope, Boggles. She doesn't want information. She definitely wants something, but it's not information.
I
I'm gonna say stating her expectation by punishing by rejecting and stating expectation. Like, she's not that interested.
Zyger, what's she looking for?
Well, the problem here is, did she ask him, oh, what are we going to do? Or, what are we going to do? I can't tell.
Right,
Because
we can't tell, but
different things.
let's just try, we'll read it the way you would read it, according to the report.
According to the context.
According to the context of what's happening.
Like, resistance, so I would say punishment by disagreeing. Because she's like, what, we're going to do something? Wait a minute, what exactly are we going to do here? So it's kind of like disagreeing with his enthusiasm to meet up tomorrow.
Jar, what would you say?
That's what I would say.
Well, I read it differently. I read like, what are we gonna do? Like as if she's already on board to go to the plaza.
Okay.
So I read it in that regard, and I think that would be, I guess, again, rewarding through agreement. But in G. Zeiger's case, if it's more of a like, what do you mean we're going to the plaza? Then I guess that'd be a, punishment through disagreement. Although it's not fact again. It's kind of.
I'm gonna go with punishing by ignoring. And here's why I'm going to do that. He says, what time are you available tomorrow? She says, after 8:30. He says, sounds good, let's go here. She says, what are we going to do? Did she agree to go there?
Right. No.
She ignored, okay. Punishing by ignoring.
Right? She didn't agree to anything. She just told him what time she's available. She's saying, what are we going to do? What is she looking for? Incentive. She wants, blue. Is that blue? Or is that DVP? DVP. DVP, can you see my screen right now?
Can I see your screen? No.
Yeah. You can't see my screen?
Hold on.
You gotta click on it.
Yeah.
Can you see the,
It's really blurry.
yeah, that's the report.
Straighten out.
Hold on a second. That's the report we're covering right now.
Okay, I see it now.
Alright, so we're in the middle here. So I think she is punishing by ignoring.
And does he include it's right with authority because she has the authority right
Yeah,
now.
he respects her authority a lot.
Yeah, okay.
He wants to go out with her, so if she ignores him, that's meaningful to him, right?
Okay, yeah.
So she has all the authority here. He hasn't established any authority.
Okay. So
Where are we going? What are we going to do? Right? She's not on board yet. She wants some more incentive. What is this an opportunity for, Jar? She says, what do we want to do?
It's an opportunity to express yourself.
In what way? Should he say, we're going to go to the Ferris wheel, and then we're going to have a slice of pizza, and then we're going to go take a walk on the boardwalk?
No, that's conveying information. You can hear that from anybody. It's not important, or it's not special at least. It's not designed just for.
Yeah, it's the same motif from up above where she says, "What are you doing next week?" And I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I go hiking. I'm gonna work out and sleep. Same dead
scenario,
information.
Yeah. So in this scenario, I would paint like the ideal picture of a date that I'd want to take her on.
That is perfect. Yes.
But that's going to be in 4 months from now because right now I'm not quite at that stage.
Jar, you're at the stage where your realization is at, not in the number of months you think you're at.
Right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can express yourself and tell a girl, hey, what do I expect? If you could tell her, look, this is what I want to do with you on a date. I want to take you here and it's going to be this time and we're going to go experience this thing. I love doing this thing. That's why I want to take you on it. It's so much fun for this. Here are my thoughts regarding that. Here are my feelings regarding that. Once you convey your person in what you want to do on that date, now she's attracted. Now she wants to go on the date.
Right.
If you just tell her, hey, we're going here and we're going to do this, and no personal reaction to any of that, not likely.
Not likely.
Not likely. I mean, she hasn't even agreed to this thing. Yeah. Okay, so he says, sounds good, blah, blah, blah. What do you want to do? Punish me by ignoring me. Walk, talk, and get some food. Met her expectation. Boggles. Boggles. Talk to me, Boggles. Talk to me, Boggles.
Pardon?
Talk to me, Boggles. Walk, talk, and get some food. Met her expectation is in the brackets.
Reward with agreeing. Rewarding by agreeing.
Okay. Rewarding by agreeing. By the way, Tim Willie, how rewarding is that if I tell you, hey, we're going to walk, talk, and get some food? How rewarding is that?
It's not rewarding.
Why not? I told you we're going to walk, talk, and get some food.
I could do that right now.
Yeah, but we're going to do it together.
Together.
I could do that with my neighbor.
Yeah, but we're going to do that.
What's so special about you?
Yeah, what's in it for me?
Exactly. What's in it for me? I haven't given you any, what have I given you? When I say walk, talk, and get some food. What have I given you?
Not info.
Tim, what have I given you?
I mean,
Info. I've given you static info. I haven't given you what? What are you really looking for?
a reason.
Which is what?
Incentive.
Which is what?
Like, your expression, your experience. What?
Too vague. Tim, you need to pay attention. What answer am I looking for, DVP?
I don't know.
Zyger, you paying attention?
No.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know, I got lost for the last 2 minutes. I was
Wake
thinking
up.
I was thinking of what you, I was thinking of what you said, but I went on a
Well,
tangent.
now Blue better wake up because you better wake up because Blue's in class right now.
Alright.
Oh, he's drinking wine.
If Blue with a glass of wine, if Blue has more right answers than you, you're gonna get a penalty for this class.
Penalty. A
Well,
detention.
man.
Okay, Jar, I want the right answer.
All right. Can you please repeat the
No.
question exactly? No. Okay. Because I had it in my head, but then I got distracted by
Well,
the
just look at where we're at and then give me the answer to that.
I cannot.
I'm looking. It's on
Boggles,
Tigers.
give me the answer.
Sharing your personal reactions.
Sharing your personal reactions. This is an answer you should have stapled to your forehead. Tim Willie,
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Who's here?
Tim,
I'm here.
repeat after me. Sharing
Sharing
my
my
personal
personal
reactions.
reactions.
Not conveying dead information.
Not conveying that information.
Okay, now, Jar, I want you to ask Tim Willie a question that requires those exact answers.
Okay. Tim, what do you do when you are trying to get one of your buddies to come over to your house and have a fun time with you? What do you say to him? What do you express to him?
Share my personal reaction.
Yeah.
Yes. And ask him, what do you not do?
Tim, what do you not do if you don't want him to come over?
I don't just share dead static information.
Yes.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Thank you guys for getting the right answer. Finally, congratulations. Okay, let's move on. What are we going to do? Talk, walk, and get some food. Met expectations should not be in there because this is, why are we not putting met her expectation in this, report? Blue?
You know, I have no idea where you guys are at.
Okay, well, can you see my screen? Click on
Put your screen up.
click on my thing so you can see my screen.
Oh, I can do that?
Yes, you can.
He's a newbie.
Come on, newbie.
Like once on his thing.
You know what? I can see the screen, but
All right,
it's not
a little too small.
It's not
Okay,
large enough.
DVP, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, see that part here where it says met expectation?
Yeah.
What should be in there? Why? Or let me ask you a better question. Why shouldn't we put met her expectation there?
Because paperclips can't report, not the chicks. We don't care what her expectations.
Yes.
We care about his expectations.
Yes, we care about his expectation, so we're not concerned with him meeting her expectation. All right, her sounds cool. Rewarded with praise and met my expectation. Did she meet his expectation, Boggles?
No,
How do you know?
because he hasn't even stated his expectation.
He stated some expectations.
Oh yeah, but no, they haven't met up yet.
Yeah, they haven't met,
Yeah.
so he didn't meet any expectations, or she didn't meet any expectations.
She's just rewarding by acknowledging / agreeing.
Yeah, sounds cool. Okay,
Sounds cool.
me, thanks. Rewarded her with praise.
Okay.
Rewarding her praise with praise.
Rewarded her praises.
Oh, whoa. I misread that. Rewarded her praise with praise. Wow. DVP, turn your mic up.
Okay, hold on. He rewarded her praise with praise.
Yes. All right. At what time will you be ready for me to pick you up? Stating his expectation. Her. I should be ready by 7:45. Met expectation. Okay. Well, you might be going out on this date. Me. Great. Rewarded with praise. I'm excited to see you. Rewarded with praise. I'll pick you up tomorrow. What was the only good sentence out of these three sentences, Boggles? Great.
I'm excited to see
you. I'll pick you up tomorrow. Which one?
I'm excited to see you.
Why? Why'd you pick that one and not great?
Great is alright, but the next one's better.
Why?
It has more degree of personal reaction.
Yes. We finally see some personal reaction from him. I'm excited to see you. We see his personal reaction. Her. Thanks. Rewarded with praise. We'll have fun as friends do.
Oh god.
Uh-oh, wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Thanks. We'll have fun as friends do.
Expectation.
Stating her expectations. See you tomorrow.
She put a smiley face on
My best friend.
My best friend. She said that we will have fun as friends do, but I think that means that she's not comfortable enough to want to see our hangout session as a date. Why isn't she comfortable enough to see their hangout session as a date, Blue? He hasn't been here paying attention. Never mind. Wait. You might say the right answer though.
Because he hasn't offered her enough incentive.
Yes, and he says.
I want to say that, like, that's true, but also he hasn't like expressed this whole conversation as a date.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not his expectation right now.
Well, that's incentive too.
That's all incentive too.
Oh, absolutely, and I agree with you. But I'm just pointing out that he missed that as well. Okay, he never
You're
stated
being
it
more
was a date.
specific with how he wasn't giving incentive.
Pardon me?
You're being more specific on how he wasn't giving incentive.
Exactly.
And then at the end he says, all I have to do is continue to reward her, and she will slowly see me as someone she wants to date. Continue to reward her.
No, you have to manage your expectations instead.
No, you're wrong, Jar.
You need to establish your authority and then...
You're wrong. You're wrong, Jar. Let's go to Boggles. What's wrong with this statement? Boggles. All I have to do is continue to reward her, and she will slowly see me as someone she wants to date.
I have to not continue. I have to start conveying my reaction.
Yeah, I have to start. It's not continue rewarding. Let's have him start rewarding. He hasn't even started yet.
And manage my reactions and manage her reactions so that she wants to date me.
Yes. So what's the most important thing would you say here?
Start conveying my reactions.
Yes, start. Not all I have to do is continue. He hasn't even started yet. He's already deluding himself by saying, look at all these rewards and she's so happy to hang out with me. Meanwhile, he said, yes, no, good, bad.
Right.
These are not degrees of personal reaction. This is conveying information. Okay, so that's why I put, this was a horrible EM report. Not only were the brackets terrible, but also the I wouldn't say mistakes, but the format. Format was wrong. Remember, when you're writing an EM report, who are we concerned? Whose expectations are we concerned with? Leopold?
Yourself, right?
Yourself. We care about, in the relationship, in general, we care about everybody's expectations because everybody's expectations have to be, the functional expectations for the relationship to go forward have to be met, which means you have to make the girl, or you have to meet the girl's needs. But for the purpose of the EM report, we only care if you're getting your expectations met or not met. We don't care about the other person in the EM report. This is your EM report, not their EM report. All right. Why do people keep fucking interrupting? All right.
4 unread messages. Holy shit.
Okay. Let's see here.
I have like 4,000.
Next topic.
Dude, I have like 4,002. It's because of our calendar thing. It keeps emailing us.
Okay. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to switch over to expression, but we're all going to read expression posts. Okay. Next one. EM Journal, Hibernia. I think we've covered enough Hibernia from the last podcast, so let's skip that one because he actually has some good reports here, but
He's the EM champ.
I want to get to some different ones for a change. And by good, I don't mean good. I mean bad reports that we corrected so that we all saw something educational for the bad EM reports. Don't think that just because you turn in a bad EM report that it's not helpful. This has been very educational to the class. Like a lot of people have seen some of the common mistakes just by looking at Paperclip's EM report. A lot of guys make these same mistakes. So as much as they're laughing, they're making the exact same mistake. So keep turning on in these bad EM reports. We need both good and bad EM reports to see how to do it right and the number of ways we all do it wrong. Okay, next one is... Wait, I need to delete this one. Yes, delete that. Beep. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see what our next one is. Come on, topic.
Nice banner.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is what happens when you don't show up to class. You fail. Okay, let's see what happened in this fail report. Somebody failed. Oh, and it's Paperclips up to bat again. Do we need to cover this one again? I think we already cut. Well,
Oh, it's at the plaza this time.
it's at the plaza. Is he at the plaza this time?
I think that's what I read at the top.
Last night, let me see here. Okay, last night I hung out with a girl who I invited to go to the plaza with me. I was praising her for her beliefs, and she had... let me see if we're going to cover this. Okay, during a walk to the plaza, you can find a restroom, blah, blah, blah. Why are you changing the subject? What are you saying is irrelevant to me? This is going to be a long one. All right, let's see if we can hurry through it, okay? Okay, so last night... So he's going to the plaza with his chick. Just asked her out. You are definitely girlfriend material. Rewarding her with praise. DBP?
Rewarding her with praise. Hold on. Your thing's lagging out. You are definitely girlfriend. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I hope you understand that we can only be her. I hope you understand that we can only be friends. Stating her expectation. Doesn't matter because why? Blue?
Because she's punishing him, and we don't care about her expectations.
Yes, we only care
about ours.
We only care about ours, so we only care if she's meeting or not meeting our expectation, which means we only care about whether she's doing what to us, Tim Willie?
Rewarding or punishing.
Yes. All right. So she says, I hope you understand we can only be friends. Let's just be friends. Sound familiar? I don't have a boyfriend, but I've seen this guy who's currently out of state.
Out of state.
Justification. Do we care about the justification?
No, we don't.
No. Why don't we care about the justification, Blue?
Because we only care about if she's punishing us or rewarding us.
Yes, the justification matters for us. So we don't care about her justifying herself to us. I hope you understand. Me. That's fine. But I still want to be more than just friends. Stating my expectation. Would you agree with that, DVP?
That's fine, but I want more than just friends. Yeah.
Okay. Her. I can't. Well, I can't. Expectation not met. Bogler?
That's like flagrant punishment right there.
Yeah, so what would you put there?
Punishing by rejecting.
Punishing by rejecting. Sorry, can't do it. You're just my buddy. You're my good friend.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
During our walk through the plaza, she couldn't find the restroom, so I told her to follow me to the restroom. Her. You don't have to show me where the restroom is. I can find it on my own. I'm not a little kid. Stating her expectation. Jar?
Same as said before. She can't state expectations.
What goes there?
That's all punishment by, I guess, ridicule. Like, I'm not a little kid, I guess. You know, punishment by... Well,
Zai, you agree?
Or scolding.
Yeah,
Maybe a few different things.
scolding. Yeah, I would go with scolding. I'm not a little kid.
Rejection? I think
I can find my own. I'm not a little kid. She's scolding him. How
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. The point is, it's rejection, but it's just for your benefit to know which it is.
I mean, is it that important? Because punishment's punishment, whether it's scolding, rejection, or whatever.
It's important for you, so you can realize when you're being punished and rewarded. But
Well, I mean, I already know when I'm being punished or rewarded just based on how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't think you realize that because and that would be in your EM reports, which are non-existent right now. But if you realize when you were being punished and rewarded, you would have a different social experience.
Okay.
So you semi-understand when you're being punished and rewarded. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going on. That's why we encourage you to post your EM reports, Mr. Non-posting guy.
Okay.
So even though we're feeling the same way, doesn't mean we're always recognizing what's
Yeah,
going on.
often you don't recognize things. I was just listening to this guy on the radio saying, this one guy said, wow, we spent a lot of time together. Or, we sure covered a lot of things. And he took it to mean that this guy was rejecting him, like, it's time to go. I'm tired of talking to you. When he was just stating, hey, we really covered a lot of things, like, wow, we did a lot. Kind of like talking about our whole experience. We did a lot of things. But he took it as, oh, you're not having a good time. You're trying to get out of here. You're rejecting me. So he feels bad, but it's because his social skills are bad.
So he misread that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The point is,
Well, since you put it like that,
your feelings are not your social competence.
Ah.
all right.
Well, you are definitely girlfriend material. Okay, I hope you blah, blah, blah. I covered that during our walk to the restroom. Okay, so she scolded him. Me, paper. Don't call yourself a little kid. Punish with rejection. You're a woman. Rewarding with positive association. Blue, what's going on there?
You're gonna have to repeat that because you were breaking out.
Okay, she says, you don't have to show me where the restroom is. I can find it on my own. I'm not a little kid. And he says, don't call yourself a little kid. You're a woman. He's punishing her with rejection and rewarding her with positive association.
Well, she's punishing him and he's rewarding her.
What would you say,
Zig?
Zig?
To the bathroom.
Zig, what would you
He
say?
wants to-
This is halfway between like the scolding and the justification, but there's no reward there. I can't see that.
Yes, you don't have to show me. He says, don't call yourself a little kid. So he's totally mischaracterizing what she's saying. He's trying to basically twist her words around to make it seem like she is a little kid, like she feels like a little kid. You're a woman. So this isn't really a positive, this isn't a rewarding thing. He's just mischaracterizing her. So
I have a question. But
Yes.
say he did reward her after he punished her. Like you say when you punish somebody, you tell them what not to do, you should tell them what to do.
okay.
Is that always necessary? So when you punish a girl or punish somebody immediately, it's a good idea to follow it up with a reward so that they know what to do?
When should you reward somebody, Tim Willie?
That's all right.
You should reward somebody after they submit to your authority.
No, you should reward somebody when they meet your expectations.
Oh, Jar. What'd you say? Speak up.
You should reward somebody when they meet your expectation.
Did you hear that, Tim Willie?
Yep.
Repeat what he said.
You should reward somebody when they meet your expectations.
All right.
So if Jar is yelling and I say, hey, Jar, don't yell, that's lame. I punished him.
Right, and I stop yelling.
And then I say, you should speak softly instead. Okay, so I wait till
So
you stop yelling.
when you say you should speak softly, are you rewarding him?
I am leading him.
Okay.
I'm setting an expectation. No, I'm not rewarding him.
Okay.
Okay.
I have like a little small caveat.
What's up?
When you say like, hey, don't do this, and somebody doesn't do it, and then you follow up with, oh, thanks for not doing that, and like that's like the only reward that you give us. It's like eventually it's not a reward. To me, it's not. Like when you say, oh, good job. For me, it's like, oh, you're kind of like, I'm like a little kid, and you're like.
It's kind of condescending, but the reward is really when you're meeting the expectation. The reward is not for not fucking up. It's like saying, thank you for not punching yourself in the face, or thank you for not falling down when you're walking, or thank you for not blasting the music. You're thanking them for doing for curbing their bad behavior.
You're thanking them for doing something right.
They're not doing something right. They're just not doing something wrong. It is right in the sense that it's, well...
They're not doing it wrong.
What I mean is you only reward them when they're doing something right.
Yeah, when they're... Let's say you don't want them to... It's not just the fact that you don't want them to blast the music. You want them to do something that you like. When they're doing something, let's say in lieu of blasting the music, they invite you to the party.
So when they do something positive...
So to just say, don't blast the music, thank you for not blasting the music, it's almost like saying thank you for not acting like an asshole. Is that a reward when I tell you, hey, Boggles, thank you for not acting like an asshole? Does that feel rewarding to you?
But I've done that to people when they've not acted like asshole. I've thanked them for not acting that way. And
I didn't ask for your personal story.
Okay. No, it's not.
Why not? I said thank
Because
you.
I shouldn't be doing that in the first place. And
right, but I said thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, fucker.
Boggles, I said thank you. So what's the difference?
You rewarded me for not doing bad behavior.
So me just saying thank you for not being an asshole is not a rewarding thing. It technically has a thank you in here, which you can be considered a reward, but it's context. Its overall context
it's still kind of condescending, I guess.
Yes, it's like saying, again, don't punch yourself in the face or don't be an asshole. It's just sending the same message. You need to thank somebody when they're meeting your expectation, not when they're just not
they're
not violating not violating your passive expectations. Like, don't hit me in the face.
Okay.
When you actually want them to be your friend. Your expectation might be my friend, but you also have other expectations like, don't punch me in the face, don't try to starve me, don't try to stab me, don't try to lie to me. You have all these other things that you fall in a general category of respect, but you really have one functional expectation, which is I want you to do something, I want you to be my friend. Okay. So to reward them for just not avoiding bad behavior is not really a reward.
Okay. So,
don't
what
call
would that be then? I don't have to. Okay, so the reward is just you told me them meeting that expectation. Got it.
Don't call yourself a little kid. You're a woman. Jar.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Don't call yourself a little wolf. Like, first of all, I want to say bad that it did just rob of her scolding him at all. So this entire next sentence was a miss.
Yes.
Don't call yourself a little kid. Yeah, it is punishment.
Yeah, how would you read this whole thing, Jar? I mean, this whole sentence, Zyger, how would you read it?
What do you mean, how would I read it?
What would you call it? What would you put it under?
Well, I already said, like you said, the mischaracterization.
Okay, so there you go.
Dysfunctional punishment.
We covered it, you're right.
Scolding, mischaracterization,
Yeah, okay. I don't like it. Punishing with rejection. Punishing with rejection, Jar.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yes.
Can hear you.
Are you still there? Whoa, wait a second. Yes, I'm still here.
Paperclip Foo?
Okay.
Paper, what happened? Are you back? Are you back again?
I made it back.
Paper, are you on the same connection?
Yeah, dude. The third time's a charm. I'm on a good connection now.
Listen. If it screws up again, you're going to have to leave the class permanently. We can't have you coming back in and out.
Yes, sir.
All right. So far your connection's good, so that's the good news.
Thank you.
Okay, we're covering... Paper, we're covering your report again.
What a fail. I'm gonna cry. I missed the whole podcast.
Yeah, don't worry. You're gonna be crying after the podcast. Okay, so we're on. Let's see if you're checking my screen. I don't like it. Punishing with rejection. I'm getting hungry. I'm thinking about eating a hot dog. Punishing by ignoring with authority. DVP, true or false?
False. He's punishing, but he's not ignoring her with authority.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'd say he's inappropriately ignoring.
Inappropriately ignoring. Okay, so wait a second. We don't have inappropriately ignoring, but why would you say not punishing with authority?
Because he doesn't have authority. You can tell just by her attitude. Like, I don't like it. Like, she's
not meeting his expectations. There's no authority.
Yeah.
There's no authority established. So punishing by ignoring with authority? No. It's just ignoring. It's like a homeless man ignoring you. Is that a punishment when a homeless man ignores you, Blue?
No, it's not a punishment. But I have a question.
Yes.
How do you keep, like, at this point, like, I'm already annoyed for Paperclip. Like, I think part of me would just be like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would be. My expectation isn't being met. But the real deficiency here is that Paperclip is not really rewarding her at all.
So, let's say we have a good social interaction. Most of the time when you're speaking with a girl who you're interested in with, should it really get to this point to where she's like, nah, you know what?
No, he's already way beyond the point because from the beginning, he's already failing to convey his person. You saw from his previous report, he's conveying static information. When she asked him, hey, what are you doing this week? And he says, I'm going to hang out with friends, work out, sleep. So he's considering this a reward when it's just conveying dead information. So all this time he thinks he's rewarding her and building up all this incentive for her to meet his expectations when really he's just conveying dead information. He's just deluding himself. She has no incentive to like him.
But at the same time, doesn't she feel like a little bit of pleasure for his attention? And she's
no, she might get some pleasure from him being like a buddy, like a friend. Let's just be friends. But that's as long as he's not insulting her and he's just basically going along with whatever she says.
Okay.
But Paper is also not getting his relationship expectation met by her. Again, because he's not giving her enough incentive to even want to be in a relationship. But he's not getting his expectation met. So what's he going to be doing now? Since he just misreads this thing, what is he going to be doing to her? Blue?
What is he going to be doing?
Instead of rewarding, what is he going to be doing?
He needs to be punishing her.
Yeah, he's punishing her. He's like, oh, she's not meeting my expectations. It's time to punish.
Right.
Right? A lot of people. This is like Bogler. This other student isn't listening to me. It's time to punish. Fuck you, asshole. Why do we have the plum rule for Bogler? Even though Bogler laughs the loudest whenever he hears these fail EM reports. Why is that ironic?
Because I do almost the same thing what Paperclip just did in this report. I just keep punishing.
Yes, you have a plum rule. You have a rule dedicated to your fail.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as you're laughing, this is essentially your report.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, so...
Hold on.
Okay.
We got Paris Hilton over here in class. Yo, you on the cell. You on the celly. DVP.
Turn the mic on.
DVP.
He turned the seat. DVP.
DVP. Everybody wave their hands in front of the screen. DVP.
Everybody wave. Let's go.
Yo, wave your hands in front of the screen, Blue. DVP. Get the fuck out of class. DVP.
There you go. So he's still on it.
DVP. Well, once DVP's off the phone and he turns back.
Video cams.
Everybody point at his screen.
I feel like we're in MTV land.
Angle your fingers at his screen.
No, I'm gonna be like typing in the chat room. DVP.
Our order is different. I'm getting pointed at.
Hang.
Dude, it's not there. Now finally he unmuted.
D.
My dad called me, sorry.
What's up? Is it important? Can we give you an excuse or what?
Yeah, it was important, but yeah, I don't really want to go into it, but yeah, it was important. What?
Are you on call for your dad? Is this like an important thing? Because we can't have people on call for families in the classroom.
He called me unexpectedly, delivered some news, and it's over now. You don't gotta worry about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you to leave class because I can't have people calling. I mean, if it's important, if you're on call, then you got to let me know, or, you got to communicate that to me. But just to be on call for parents or receiving calls, it's not allowed in class, especially in class.
All right.
I understand you might have a valid excuse, but you're telling me right now you're just picking up the phone because your dad's calling. It's not a valid excuse, especially in class.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to have to miss this. You'll hear the rest on the podcast.
All right. See you guys later.
Later.
So, I have a question about that plan.
Yes.
So let's say, right now, I'm in my house by myself and the phone rings. Can I excuse myself from class and go get it? Be like, type in the chat, oh, by the way, phone ring, I have to pick this up.
You can leave class, then you can come back, but don't do it in the middle of class. That's disrespectful. That's violating my expectations. I'm seeing you right here, and I see you chatting or high-fiving somebody in class when I can see you on the cam.
Right.
Unacceptable. Right. I expect you to be paying attention to the screen. If you're not, leave. That means you're done paying attention. You don't have to stay in class. You can stay for an hour if you want.
Yeah. Because I maybe would have done the same thing. I maybe would have just muted the mic, so I'm not interrupting the chat, but I could have very well been talking on the phone.
Mute the video too then.
Okay, but...
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you can close off the video, but do something. Don't chat in class because there's other students that are just watching you, and it's distracting. It's distracting to me.
It's a distraction. It's okay.
Yes, I want to not be distracted when I'm in class. All except, Wino Blue over here chugging his alcohol. That's fine. But other than that, I don't want you playing, your Game Boy or, beating off or accepting calls from your hose or whatever.
Right.
You should be kicking back like Leopold with your hands over behind your head, just chilling.
Well, that's Leo. I thought that was Zyger from him.
No, Zyger's on the very top. Leo's a new student.
Ah, okay. So
Zyger's getting his dance on. Okay.
Zyger's all the way on the top.
Let's finish up this report.
I like that.
Wait a second. Let me go back to it. Okay, don't call yourself a little kid. I don't like it. It's getting hungry. Blah blah blah. Walking with her to get food. Her. I want you to know that we can only be friends. Stating your expectation. Are you okay with that, Zyga?
What did she say? Where is it?
I want you to know that we can only be friends. Are you okay with that? What's that? What's that fall
It's
under?
definitely it's a punishment.
Yeah. What would you call it?
A reject.
Yeah, rejection.
Say punishment, rejection, or what did he say just before?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What did you say?
okay,
Punishment or
rejection.
rejection? Me.
Punishment by rejection.
Paperclip. Go ahead, Paperclip. Your turn. A hot dog with ketchup and mustard and relish. Can you read the screen paper?
Yeah.
Go ahead, read it.
You just scroll down a little.
Hold on. Don't talk. I can't see the screen anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling him down.
You see it?
There we go. Now I see the screen again. A hot dog with ketchup, mustard, and relish sounds delicious right now.
Punishing by ignoring with authority. Tim Willie?
Ignoring, yes. With authority, no.
Why not punishing with authority? Why not?
He doesn't have authority.
Yeah, he hasn't established any authority, so it's like being ignored by a homeless man right now.
Right, but
Whoa.
when we hold on, I want to make something clear.
Yes.
When we're saying ignoring with authority, what we're really saying in a way is ignoring with emotional attachment. She has no emotional attachment.
Yes,
so
she has no reason to value him ignoring her. But how is emotional attachment established?
Through incentive.
No.
Through managing expectations.
Which ultimately means what, Tim Willie?
Okay.
Some sort of
It's not some sort of.
establishing your authority.
Yes, your authority has to be established. That's what it means when she has emotional investment. If she doesn't have emotional investment, that means your authority isn't established. When your authority is established, people will be emotionally invested in you. Are you guys emotionally invested in me?
Yeah.
Guess what? I know my authority is established then. If you weren't emotionally invested in me and hearing this class, coming to the forum, etc., if you were just like, this is like home ec, this is like making an ashtray class, this is like cooking class, I could be here or not be here. My authority isn't established. If you come to class and you screw up and I kick you out, next time, are you going to do the same thing? Well, if you're emotionally established, no, because you don't want to be kicked out. You don't want to lose my attention. But if you're not emotionally established, you won't care. You'll screw up again. Won't matter to you. No emotions invested in me. But if my authority is established, now you're like fearful about violating my expectations. Blue's fearful about playing Game Boy in class now if he comes to class. Zyger's fearful about waving a gun around in class. He knows he's not supposed to be waving guns in class.
That's gangster.
Yeah, he knows it's gangster to be pointing his finger like that. He knows there's certain expectations for class. So without the authority, these expectations don't matter. So for Paper to go, oh, I'm ignoring you. Guess what? You're not getting my attention now. She's going, yeah, good for you. I don't care. You're a homeless guy to me. Okay. What you said is irrelevant. I want you to answer. I'm not answering the question. Okay. I want you to answer that you're okay with me just being friends, stating your expectation. I'm not answering that question. Punish with rejection. Okay, so the same thing over and over. Paper will understand this once he re-listens to the podcast from the beginning. He'll understand the main problem with this. So, everybody clear on that now? Any questions on that? Besides Paper?
Yeah, well, I have a question.
Yes.
So where can Paper go from here? It's like a catch-22. He can't punish because he hasn't established.
Exactly. He has made a mistake in the beginning, which if you had been in the classroom earlier, you would realize how we already answered that question. But Boggle will give you a very shorthand answer right now. What's the answer to the question he's asking, Boggles?
By starting to share his personal reactions with her.
Yes, what Boggle said in 15 sentences is by sharing his personal reactions with her. Yes. That is
Okay,
that
so
is what he
And
needs to
beginning
do.
to start sharing his personal reactions with her.
Yeah, thank you for a second time. Yes.
So before even saying, "Hey, I want to go out with you," he should just start off with sharing his reaction with
Yes, that is exactly. You were late to class. You'll have to listen to it later. Next topic.
her.
Okay.
Well, I
Actually,
know the answer now.
well, no, you don't know the answer now. Otherwise, you would be asking the question. Smart guy. All right, we're going to switch over. Everybody, we're going to be reading expression posts. So let's go over to our expression posts. You're going to actually have to look at the screen. Unless you can read my screen, you're going to be having to look at the screen. So let's see. Why don't we go with Zyga? Let's start with Zyga.
Zyger.
Alright.
We haven't heard Zyga read in a while, so let's go with the Zyga. Let's see, where is his expression post?
Tony expression.
If you can't read my screen, you're going to have to pull up your own and tell me what page you're on.
Yeah, alright, page 24.
Page 24. Okay. Got it.
Alright, so this is the, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth post from the top.
Got it. Go for it.
Alright, a few months ago, I was really pumped about learning lucid dreaming. Why? Well, there's a few reasons. I have this fantasy about having more time in my life. When you're dreaming, time goes by in super slow motion. I remember times when I look at my clock,
Hold on a second.
fall asleep. Sorry?
1 second. Who is typing? Anybody typing right now?
I'm not
No.
typing.
No.
Somebody was.
There's like a ticking or a typing sound.
Oh, that's my laptop.
What's happening on your laptop?
No, I was looking for Zyger's post,
Okay.
and now I found it.
You got it? All right.
Yes, sir.
Go. Zyga.
When you're dreaming, time goes by in super slow motion. I remember times when I look at my clock, fall asleep, and then dream up a whole complex story, which felt like it happened over an hour at least. Then I wake up, look at the clock, 10 minutes have passed.
Awesome.
Man, if I could
Oh,
harness that time compression power-
hold up. Time out. Blue.
Yes.
Guess what?
What? Really? You said blue.
Yeah, what do you think I mean? Blue.
What do I think?
No, I just want to call your name out. Blue. We'll come back to you, Blue, once you wake up. Leopold,
Yes.
what'd you think?
Oh, I really got distracted by the
Oh,
whole
he's
thing
on
right
cocaine
now.
right now. Okay, let's find somebody who's not distracted. Jar, what'd you think?
Yeah. You know, he's, I guess you could say I kind of relate by lucid dreaming, but, because I enjoy it too, and I try to do it too, but that shouldn't, like,
So just the
There's no
novelty of
relationship.
just the novelty of something that you have in common with him is the only
Yes.
reason you paid attention.
yes, and it worked, but it shouldn't always work like that at all. It should never just be based off that. So, you know, I feel like I'd enjoy these Zyger's posts way more once I talk to him more. And
So
that
no
just shows
relationship
the
is what you're
fault in
saying.
both of us. That shows the fault in both of us, exactly.
No relationship and nothing conveyed to you that you're interested in. Or not conveyed in a way that interests you, that engages you.
So I'm not, yeah, exactly. So I don't call Zyger doesn't call me like you know, we're being passive.
Okay? Jar. Paper.
Yo, I like the part when he said, when you're dreaming, time goes by in super slow motion, because I know exactly what he means, since I've experienced dreams and I've had that happen to me. Or
So you're
I was
enjoying it because you have something in common with the experience you
Yeah.
mentioned.
Exactly. I can relate to a dream going by in super slow motion.
Okay? Anything else?
No, that was the highlight of the paragraph.
Tim Willie.
Actually, I mean, there were parts of how he explained it that, got me into it, even though we don't have a relationship.
So no relationship either?
No.
Deficiency. It's like two strangers at the academy. Shocking. Spogler.
Honestly, I don't get into it like.
I want to hear it dishonestly first. How do you tell me about how you dishonestly feel about it first.
Dishonestly, just boring.
Okay, now tell me honestly. You think it's
Honestly,
exciting?
when I first read, I was like, "Oh my god!"
No,
what
you
is
thought.
this?
Wait. Dishonestly.
I am learning lucid dreaming. Like that's the way I
Whoa,
pictured it.
shut up. Dishonestly, you think it's boring. So honestly, you think it's really exciting.
No, like when he said, "I am learning lucid dreaming,"
I wanted your dishonest opinion right now.
that is the dishonest one.
What is the dishonest opinion? Not the fake opinion. Give me the fake opinion.
Oh, it's just plain boring.
Now, do you know what dishonest means? Look up dishonesty, Boggles.
Dishonest means not the true, like, truly, when I heard that, I pictured like a nerd, like, oh, I'm learning lucid dreaming.
What does dishonest mean, Boggles?
Not a true opinion.
So if I ask you for the dishonest opinion, what do I want?
The opinion that's not true.
Right. So give me an opinion of it that's not true.
I'm just gonna lower the degree of the boringness and say it's plainly boring. That's my dishonest
Oh,
take.
so now so you're just saying it's plain boring. That's your dishonest opinion. But now
Yeah.
your real opinion is it's super mega intensive.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Whoa. Now I want to hear your honest opinion. Okay, let's hear the honest opinion.
Yeah, because the way he read it, and also when I hear him say, I am learning, it's like me here in my mind, it's like, I am gonna learn typing. Already I'm bored.
Okay, so you just got totally bored. That was your honest opinion.
Yes, totally
Okay.
bored because I'm like, oh, what's this nerd up to?
Blue, give me your dishonest opinion first.
Okay.
My dishonest opinion is I thought this was very exciting and I could relate to everything and he brought me into his experience.
Okay, so I think we got the gist of it from his dishonest. Let's see if it improves. Go ahead, paragraph 2.
Well, hold on.
Man, what?
Or I'm sorry, paragraph 3. Go ahead.
Man, if I could harness that time compression power and get it under my control, I could do a whole bunch of stuff during my sleep. Maybe study and learn new things or practice skills or something. But how? Well, we come to the second thing about lucid dreaming. It's way more realistic than normal dreams. I mean, you can't tell the difference between them and reality. That thing you heard about pinching yourself to tell if you're awake, that's bullshit. That works in normal dreams, but in lucid dreams, you feel the pain quite vividly. But Zyger, why are you telling us all this? Well, because I've just had this lucid dream, just now. It was amazing. Should I start now?
Hold up. Paper.
Yes. I thought, my favorite was when he said that, when he said that, like, that he heard that if you pinch yourself in your dream and it hurts, then that means you're awake. Or hold on, I think you heard about pinching yourself to tell if you're awake. That's bullshit. I completely agree with that. Just because I've had a similar experience where I pinched myself and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't wake up. I'm still in a dream.
So again, you're agreeing
I
with
like the paragraph just because I can relate to it.
Okay, just
exactly
so you have a common experience with him. Okay.
Yes.
Tim Willie.
I had a hard time, truly relating. I mean, I did like how he conveyed it.
Okay.
You
like how he conveyed it?
Yeah.
How are you having a hard time relating, yet you liked how he conveyed it?
Like I could hear the emotion in his voice.
Okay. So you're commenting on how he physically read it.
Yeah.
But you just can't relate to it how he wrote it, the structure of the writing. It didn't bring the experience to you.
Not totally, no.
Okay, Bogler?
You know what? I can't get into his post. I don't know. Like, for example, like when Bo writes, I can get in very easily. This one, he's talking about his dream and something. It's hard for me to connect with what he's saying.
Why is it hard? What's missing?
I think because he doesn't talk about other people. He's always talking about these concepts. It's like in his own world, and I really not.
So ultimately, you're saying there's no what? What?
Relationship? Well, I kind of.
Are you asking me or telling me?
Well, because I do talk to Zyger and I like him. He's a very knowledgeable guy. But when he writes posts, sometimes I do. But like these posts, I don't get into it.
Okay, Jar.
I know why.
Well, it's killing me right now because I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again.
Say it again.
It just comes out, here's the thing. So, Plum, if you wrote this post,
right?
Okay, I would be more inclined to read it because, I guess I could say that I care more about you because of how much more emotionally invested I am. Okay, if I were more emotionally invested in G. Zyger, I would care more. Absolutely.
So no relationship.
Relationship
deficiency. Okay.
Exactly. Everything, the relationship's lacking.
Jar, I keep calling you Jar. Paperclip.
I think the only reason why people are not getting into the post as much as I am is because they don't understand what lucid dreaming is, or they don't have an idea.
What's the problem then? Blue? Blue?
The problem is it's too esoteric. I didn't know lucid dreaming.
Yeah, me either. So I know it from watching Vanilla Sky, but if I had not watched Vanilla Sky, what is the problem then, Blue?
There's no background information for me to relate that. So it's like even if it was about Magic the Gathering, I've never played it, and if someone just said, level 13 potion, and started from the middle, I wouldn't understand what he's saying.
Exactly.
But if the person told me what it's about, then I might understand that. Who knows? I might want to play Magic the Gathering, or maybe I might want to have lucid dreaming or whatever.
Well, I think kind of like I'm not related with lucid dreaming, so I didn't really have.
Okay, another person. So here's the two things let me gather here. No relationship, so who gives a fuck? Number one, I think that's most important. Because even if I have a super good relationship with Zyger, I'd be more inclined to try maybe to understand it versus if our relationship was so-so or I just kind of knew him in passing. I just don't get it in the first paragraph. I don't care to read the rest of it. So relationship number one is the number one problem, Zyga. And then number two, not conveying the experience, not conveying your reaction to that to bring them into the experience. So just assuming the person knows what you're talking about. Yes, Leo, I can see your hand raised. Awesome. It's like a real class.
But I mean, I actually kind of picked my attention when he just mentioned about I just had this amazing dream, and like he's kind of he's gonna describe to us what this dream is all about. So maybe I can kind of get into it and try to find out what is a lucid dreaming or what does it mean for him.
Are you talking about his voice? The fact that he's kind of excited in his voice? This is a lucid dream?
I'm talking about the article itself.
Just
when he said, just because I have the lucid dream just now, it was amazing.
Okay, so you think maybe later on he might explain it to you, but the first three paragraphs, tough to get through, or 4 paragraphs, tough to get through.
Correct.
Okay, there you have it, Zyger, the candid reactions. All right, let's move on. We're going to Boggles next. Boggles, wake up.
Hi, I'm up.
We're in Boggle Land.
Boggle Land. That's funny.
In the Boggle Land. Let's see, where are you, Boggles?
Where is it?
Oh, Boggles is banned from the forum, so I have to read it for him. Awesome.
Oh, no shit.
Fucking Boggles. All right, actually, we're going to skip you, Boggles, since you're banned. We're going to go
I was
to...
the troublemaker in
Let's
class.
go to... Paperclip.
Spirit replied to my post.
Yes. Paperclip.
Yes,
You're
I
up.
went to my expression post.
What page?
Page 32.
Okay, which one?
Post number... The longest post is at the bottom, and you'll see what a pain in the ass, underlined and in bold.
What a pain in
Or
the
just
ass. What a
Yeah,
pain
that
in the ass. Got it, go ahead.
Alright. I've been procrastinating on fixing my house's kitchen faucet. Water would leak from the faucet every time I shut it, unless I spend 10 extra seconds tweaking the faucet. What a pain in the ass. It has been 2 months since the problem began, but I've been waiting until I finished school in December to fix it. I thought waiting until school's over would give my lazy ass enough motivation to finally solve the problem. I have zero motivation to become a handyman when homework, exams, and reading assignments are on my mind.
Stop. Blue.
I didn't like it that much. I think it's maybe because of the way he read it.
Okay.
I would.
So,
I
monotone?
like monotone.
Monotone is just like a steady cadence that you forget. It's like background noise. It's like you're in a beat. Do, 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 do. I've been procrastinating on fixing the house. Da, 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 da. Just like a repetitive cadence. No emphasis on what should be emphasized. What a pain in the ass. I've been procrastinating on fixing my house's kitchen faucet. Water would leak from the faucet every time I shut it, unless I spent 10 extra seconds tweaking the faucet. What a pain in the ass. It had been 2 months since the problems began, but I've been waiting until I finally finished school in December to fix it. I thought waiting until school was over would give my lazy ass enough motivation to finally solve the problem. I have zero motivation to become a handyman when homework, exams, and reading assignments are on my mind. Okay, again, even his own writing gives me clues to what should be emphasized more than others. He's got bold face here. He's got something underlined with 4 exclamation points. He's got italics there. So these are giving me cues, but the way he's reading it, the only thing that stood out to me when he said, what a pain in the ass, because it's so blatantly set apart by itself. It's in the middle, it's centered, it's underlined, it's got exclamation points. So at least that one I was prepared for, but the other ones just, it was lost in the reading. Okay, Boggles.
Yeah, I had the same reaction as Blue. I just couldn't get it. But when you read it, I was like, I might like
that's
that.
interesting.
Yeah, like when you read, like the way you said it, like, which part? Oh yeah, extra seconds tweaking the faucet. Even that I started liking, but otherwise I couldn't get into the post mainly because of the reading, I think.
Okay.
There is some reaction, but it's not super exciting. It's just, I don't know.
Okay, Tim Will? Tim Will? Dean? Okay, Leopold?
Well,
Whoa, we got Tim Will, sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
I had more fun reading than hearing it.
You had more fun reading it than hearing it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem. Okay, Leopold.
Yeah, I would agree with Tim. I would rather read it myself. I mean, he didn't really actually kind of express himself in the best way. And I mean, like, I really don't know him that much. I mean, like, I'm new, so I mean, I really can't relate with him.
No relationship and monotone expression or same cadence. There was some definite expression, but not enough of paper in there just to kind of like reading a textbook reading. Jar.
You know what? This is honest here. I hate this.
Whoa. You're going to be honest here? First be dishonest then. Let me hear you be dishonest first. No, I want to hear the dishonesty first.
Okay, because honestly, I love this part of the class because, I enjoy being able to tell everybody that we have no relationship and I enjoy the writing.
So you enjoy telling people they have no relationship and you don't have any, and you don't enjoy the writing. Okay, now let's hear the honest part. Now I want to hear the honest response.
I hate this part so much because, my response is the same every time, okay? But not enough relationship, and it just makes.
Let me tell you something, Jar, about correction. Let me tell you something about correction, Jar.
Okay.
You know, there's an old saying. This is when before you're going to spank your son, they say,
yeah.
You say to your son, "This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you," and you think, "What? You're spanking the kid. Obviously, it's going to hurt the kid more. You're not getting the spanking." Why do they say that, Zyga?
Why do they say? Like,
why does the father say to the son, "Hey, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you"?
Because he's torn inside. He feels the pain of the person.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Yeah, empathy. He doesn't want to hurt Paperclip when he gives him a spanking, but he's got to for Paperclip to improve. For your relationships to improve, you have to cause people pain. It's a terrible thing. You should feel bad. It's empathy. When I have you students in class, it sucks correcting your reports for me because I like you guys. I want you to do well, but you guys are assholes right now. If I wouldn't want to hang out with any of you. I mean, it's a sad statement, but it's true. You guys are not the people I want to hang out with. But for you, to make you those people, I have to tell you that. If I go, "Hey, Zyger," it's really, with me and Zyger, we spent a lot of time fixing the forum the other day, or trying to work on the chat room. And Zyger's a really knowledgeable guy. I appreciate his knowledge, but not his social skills. So if I just told him, "Hey, Zyger," if I was like, "Oh, Zyger is so cool," I gotta have him around just for his computer knowledge, but after that I gotta dismiss him because his social skills, right? Well, what help would I be to Zyger? Or Jar. If I left Jar, when we first found Jar, he was a shy little puppy. He'd barely fucking post, and it would always be this neurotic post. "Oh, guys, I don't know if I can post today because I'm having this neurotic fit about this, and what if you think this, and what if you do this, it'll cause this, and then the whole forum will explode." And then there's Blue, who is like the ultimate poker face, when really he's a serial killer inside. It comes out in his writing. But if you just look at his face, nothing's going on, right? Typical serial killer look. These are not people. The only time Leopold makes an expression is when he smiles once in a while when I mention his name. And then Boggles, so many problems developing relationships. And Tim Willie, every time I ask him for an answer, ebook, expression, authority, right? Not fucking paying attention, not specific. So all these deficiencies, when I talk to you, it's like all these fingernails on the chalkboard fucking scratching every time. But because I care about my expectations, I have to let you know you are fucking fingernail scratching on the chalkboard. Because guess what? I want you to decide. I want you to decide to become socially competent or get the fuck out. Because if you're hanging out with me, especially as a student and I'm a teacher, teaching you, instructing you, you're going to have a very painful time in class. Hearing how your EM management skills are, hearing how your expression is, you're going to have a very painful time if you don't improve. So I'm making you decide. Improve or get the fuck out. Because you're causing me pain. Your $10 fee you're paying me for each month is not worth it. Your $10 fee is only worth it if you improve and I enjoy hanging out with you the week after next and the week after that. If you don't improve, $10 is not enough incentive for me to teach you anything, for me to hang out with you constantly, for you not to improve.
Yeah, so I completely understand that.
Good, now you're an instructor. Jar, now you're an instructor. Now you realize what it's like to teach you guys. So it is, when you're an instructor though, when you're really an instructor, you realize it's a necessity to tell you this. Even though it may not feel the best, it is the necessity because now, Jar, when I would say, I don't remember how many months ago, but now I look forward to hearing from you versus before it was like, fucking Jar, I'm going to get a sentence out of this guy. Whereas now you're participating. You're a guy that I would be more inclined to hang out with. Not yet. I don't want to hang out with you yet, but I would definitely be more inclined to. So there's definitely improvement. You graduate when I want to hang out with you. Bogler is so close. If he could get he's a fun guy to hang out with, but his expectation management skills suck. If he can improve his expectation management skills, I'd want to take him on trips with me. There's times we went to, we were going hiking and stuff, and I was like, Bogler would be a fun guy to hang out with. And then I got to think, or he could fuck up the entire trip by getting in a fight with one of the friends of mine, right? So when you graduate, when I want to hang out with you, when I can look at your screen and go, that's the guy I want to hang out with. Right. So yes, we understand. You don't want to be mean to
Well, it's
Jar. You don't want, or to Jar, to Paperclip. You don't want to be
Right.
the bad guy. But to be the good guy, you got to be the bad guy.
all I want to say is that. But I myself, I'm also an asshole. I'm also just as I'm bad, if not worse than Zyger or Paperclip. Okay, like I'm an
Yes.
asshole, and my most people reply to me, and maybe I'm lazy to reply back. Okay, my
Yes.
expression post is on the second page.
Yes.
Like why am I better? Why am I in a better position?
You're not correcting him because you're better. You're correcting him so that eventually he'll be correcting you. This is mutual.
Nobody corrects me
It's like Zyger said. Zyger made a post about this. People or I think Blue was asking, but I don't feel like I'm in a position to correct this guy because I have the same problems or more problems. And I noticed this guy having this problem. Guess what? If we were all waiting to be perfect before we were correcting him, nobody would be correcting a fucking thing. Right?
Right.
You gotta correct him in spite of you being a hypocrite, in spite of your bad expression, in spite of your bad post. You gotta let him know anyway. Then maybe he'll be like, fuck Jar, I'm gonna go read Jar's post right now. Look, Jar, this sentence right here, it's bullshit. Yeah, you told me I wasn't good reading here. Look at how you read. Now you guys are like angry and provoked. But guess what? That's better than not doing anything about it. At the very least, you'll have one of like makeup sex or something, where guys are like, they have a fight first and then they make up and then you get bro fist. At least you have a chance for bro fist now. That means something versus, Jars or Paperclip's just this kind of guy and I'm just this kind of guy. So, he's not my type of guy. I'm going to look for a student who's more my type of guy. That's a problem with you students. You don't realize if you're here, you're every student's type of guy. Do you realize as an instructor, I have to be every type of guy? You know why I'm every type of guy? Because I don't tolerate certain things and I want certain things. You have to be the guy who goes, I'm not going to be a student who just is at the academy and just tries to train and get something out of it and then leave without meeting anybody. The whole point you're here is because you're socially deficient. You don't realize that when you're a guy who is competent, wherever you go, every person you come in contact with is going to be affected by you. They're going to be shaped by you. That means they're either going to want to hang out with you or they're going to realize there's something wrong with them that they need to change in order to hang out with you. But either way, you're getting your expectations met. Don't just sit back and be a passive guy that goes, well, Bogler's Bogler. He'll always fuck up. The plum rule, I don't want Bogler to be mad at me, so I'm not going to apply the plum rule. Fuck Bogler. Apply the plum rule. He's not going to learn anything. How am I going to ever want to hang out with Bogler if you never apply the plum rule? And I'm the only one that applies it to him.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Bogler, with your hands behind your back, looking all sexy.
What's up, man?
You should be concerned.
Pardon?
You should be concerned.
About
you.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Good. That's all I expect. You to try to keep going forward. Keep failing forward. So let's hear from Jar now. The honest critique. Let's hear it.
I don't give a fuck faucet. I don't give a fuck about how much pain in the ass it was for him to fix. I can go to anybody and talk about a faucet. It's just like,
Who cares, right?
I don't care.
That's what I was reading. I was like, a fucking faucet. I don't care about a faucet. He better give me some incentive for me to care about a faucet.
Yeah.
At least he better read it in an interesting way. And even that wasn't that interesting. So I'm like, I don't care about I was reading like 2 paragraphs. I'm done. Blue.
I already gave my reaction.
Okay. Zyger, did we hear from you?
Not yet.
Okay, let's hear it.
I did comment on it in the chat room.
Oh, you did?
Forum.
Sweet.
But,
Go ahead, give me the live summary.
Exactly. What I was saying is I actually enjoyed the post. Maybe not the first 2 paragraphs, but basically, what I said is that I don't give a shit about faucets, but his faucet fixing story in this story, he gave his experience of it, his personal experience, and I could relate to that.
Okay, so were you?
At first, he was too lazy.
Wait. Are you relating to Are you enjoying it because you can relate to fixing faucets, or the way he conveyed it?
I'm relating to the way he conveyed it. Basically, he's saying I had no motivation at first, but then I had to push myself, and how it was boring, and basically I enjoyed the part where he explained the experience of repairing the faucet.
Okay.
But he didn't get to that yet.
Right. We're very early on in the post.
Right.
Okay, let's get
the fallacy of commenting the first 2 paragraphs.
Okay, so it's like don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, we're gonna give Paperclip a chance. We're gonna read this Paperclip. You got 1 paragraph to change our minds. Go for it.
All right, then. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Fail or die.
I've never repaired a kitchen faucet before, and you fixing it would take at least an hour and a half. I hate having to spend time researching how to remove the pieces to the faucet, especially when there is more than one type of faucet. Google is filled with information about every type of faucet imaginable, and having to find a website through trial and error with a faucet that matches mine is so boring to do. I wish I knew someone who could teach me basic handyman work so I know exactly what to do when problems appear, without spending 4 hours doing a task that only takes 1 hour. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, so I need to suck it up and learn on my own. I forced myself to finally fix it because I start school soon, and I won't have any time to fix it while I'm in school. Plus, the longer I wait to fix a problem, the more money my monthly water bill will cost.
Okay, I'm going to make a comment on this. This last part where you started, I was forced to fix it, blah, blah, blah. So you're telling me all these reasons. Nothing personal about it. I fell asleep. I was more interested in how you read it, which was much more improved than the first two or three paragraphs. But again, we ended up with you explaining things, you becoming an explain-a-thon. I don't care about the faucet. I care about what you thought of the faucet, what your feelings were of the faucet. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury to do so because it's, blah, blah, blah. Maybe if we have a relationship, then these details will matter to me. But as a new reader, I need to find out about you. This is part of building a relationship. If you're not going to come out and greet me personally in the forum and say, hey, so-and-so, you're new, I'm new, I want to find out about you. If you're just going to write to me, you better write about you when you write about faucets, not just you force them to fix it, you have school, I won't have any time to fix it while in school. You won't have any time to fix it while in school. How interesting is that to you, Jar?
It's, talking about him, absolutely, that's interesting. In the first half, that was interesting. About the faucets, no, but about him and how the faucets are
and I won't have any time to fix it while in school. Bogler, how interesting was that to you?
I hate that sentence.
Why?
I won't have time because fix it when I'm in school. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, who cares? Why do I care about you going to school? Why do I care about you not having time for school? There has to be a relationship, or there has to be what, Boggles?
He has to convey his personal reactions.
Yes. If there's no reaction, then there better be a relationship. Because if you're telling me about school and I don't know you, I don't care.
Yeah, you know what though? I think if you read it better, I would have liked it.
Yeah, he did read it better. That's why I actually was paying attention for a little bit. But then I came across the dead stuff at the end.
I didn't get that same reaction.
Okay, tell me your reaction. Let's see. How did you find it?
Well, I still didn't like the way he read it. Like, for example, when he says, like, Google is filled with information. Like, he's not like, I don't think he's emphatic enough. Like it should have been like, Google is filled with information about every type. But, like, the way he says it, it's like, I think he still goes into that cadence. Like, I didn't, like, his voice didn't bring me in. Even though...
You feel like he's still holding back, like, himself. I don't necessarily think he needs to be emphatic. Like, I don't want him to be an over-the-top clown, but I want to hear him versus just him reading to us, to a group of people.
And I understand because a lot of times when you read something, when you read a passage, you're reading it in a contrived way because because you're reading words on a piece of paper.
Right.
But,
you don't want it to be contrived. You want it to be paper. You want to hear paper. You want to hear paper and not the play.
Exactly.
Okay, Zyger?
Sorry, what? I already gave mine.
Okay, that's right, sorry. But no, wait. I was crazy. Hold on a second. I meant the second read. Remember after he read this paragraph?
I'm sorry?
After he read this paragraph, this is the second chance. You already gave the first review of the first part he read. He just read this paragraph. What did you think about that?
Well, it's true that the very last parts I didn't like too much, but I like all the first parts. Like, I've got this way of thinking where I focus on the good parts.
Okay.
I kind of ignore or skim the parts I don't like.
How's your relationship with paper, by the way? How's your relationship with paper?
Not that good, actually. Well, I mean, I don't hate him, but it's the first time I see his face, and I was surprised.
So it sucks.
Exactly like Frank Zappa. Yeah.
So it sucks. Okay. Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Oh, sorry, no. Oh, I thought I already gave it too. When I was trying to explain to you how I really liked the first half, when it was more paper and less ink, and then the second half, he kind of goes into the school stuff, and I stopped caring there, but I really liked the first half and I was talking about.
How's your relationship with paper?
It's fucking shocking.
It's fucking shocking? It's shocking? What do you mean it's shocking?
Oh, it's terrible. It's there is no relationship.
There is no relationship, okay.
There's no relationship to begin with.
So it's not even terrible because there's nothing there to be terrible about.
Well, unless you want to count that as extra terrible because there is no relationship.
Got it. So it's just non-existent. I wouldn't even characterize it as terrible because you don't even he hasn't even done anything to you yet to like him or hate him. It's just non-existent. Leopold, what'd you think?
Vice versa.
Can't hear you. Microphone may be off. Boggles, what'd you think?
The last part, like I said, I hate that part where he's conveying information. I kind of woke up when he said Google is filled with information, it's so boring. That's about it. When you hear Google, you start paying attention. Yeah.
Google excited the nerd in him.
The reading with it and all the information conveyed put me, tune me out.
Tim Willie.
I actually like the first half of the paragraph.
Okay.
Especially when he talks about, Google, oh God, why I have to waste 4 hours to do a 1 hour job. I could actually feel, I don't know if it's frustration or just trepidation.
Okay. We got time for one more. Okay.
I have a question.
Yo.
How do I stop reading with that? Like, what do you call that thing? When I'm reading and it's
cadence?
Like, what is it?
With a cadence, well, you're gonna have to look at the word cadence, but it's just like you're a beat. Like, hey, I'm going to the store. It's like there's no difference. You're not a cadence. You're not a beat.
What can I do to stop that?
You could stop monitoring. The reason why you're doing it is because you're worried about what the other people are thinking. So, what would you do, Jar, if you're worried about what the other people are thinking? What's the solution?
Well, I would, if I'm worried about what other people are thinking, I'd stop. I want to say I'd stop caring, but that's not true.
No, that's not true. Zyger.
I want to. No, I got the answer though.
Okay, give it to me.
I'd learn to properly express myself, and then if they don't like it, I'd learn to correct the way that they're thinking.
How would you learn? What practically would you do? Would you say properly express yourself? That's what he's asking. What would you do?
Well, I mean, I would care about myself. I care about myself.
How would you make yourself care about yourself? You just tell them, hey, paper, care about yourself. Oh, it's fixed. I care. Blue, what would you tell him?
I would.
How does he fix it?
I don't know.
He's a boring reader, man. How's he going to fix that?
He's going to have to read a lot more out loud.
Oh, yeah. What's that called?
It's called practicing out loud.
No.
It's called reading.
Let's go to Zyger. He knows.
What do you mean, training?
Yeah. What do you mean training? What should he be doing? He wants to learn how to read better. He wants to learn how to not have that cadence. How should he do that?
Yeah, well, on one hand, you could just practice doing it.
Yes.
Like, you could just do it.
Okay.
Or if you want to go into, like, the deep psychological...
Yeah, let's go to
reasons,
deep psychological origins, okay.
I would just practice talking with people a lot more. Because the more I speak with people, the less I'm nervous about saying the wrong thing, and the less I'll have that tendency.
So again, training.
Training, always training.
Yes, training, okay. So he's looking for, how do I fix it instantly? And your answer is?
Oh, there's no such way.
No such way. Boggles, do you have any other thing for him?
I'm trying to think because he does train, he does talk to people, but if he's not going to get the feedback, he's just going to...
How often does he train with us on the forum here?
He doesn't do that.
Does he get a lot of feedback from people? Do they run a class like this with his buddies? Do they tell him exactly how he sounds or the problem?
No, they don't.
So what's the problem? Is he really training?
No, he isn't. He's just thinking he's getting trained, but he's not.
He's not. Here he gets the feedback. So what's the problem? What's the real problem?
He's not training enough in class.
Lack of training.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Paper?
Yes.
So what's
Can
the
I read
answer?
Oh.
What's the answer, Paper?
Post more on the forum and talk to the people in class.
There you go. That's training. They're going to give you the feedback. Your friends aren't giving you the feedback. You're coming here thinking you're a pro, and then you come to class and you get slammed. What happened, man? They told me I was a pro. They told me I was a pro, man. Okay, we got time for one more. Real short, real quick. Let's do Blue. Let's go to Blue.
We're gonna have to go back to like back in the day.
Oh, wait. We got Blue. Blue's like ancient. Blue has never even posted. Forget Blue. We did Zyg. Who's left?
I'm left.
Jar. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jar. It all depends on you, man. You can make or break the entire
It's all on
forum.
me.
It's all on you.
I'm happy that I'm going right now.
You're happy you're in cleanup.
Where's Jar's thread?
Jar, you're
It's
clean.
on
You're
second
batting
page.
cleanup. This is the tough spot.
Recycle bin.
All the pressure's on the cleanup guy.
So it's on the second page of the expression, and then it's my page 18.
Page 18 of Jar's post. Here we go.
It has the two sharks. One of them says back.
What? Whoa. Sharks? I love sharks. Where?
Yeah, two sharks.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
In my post.
Gotcha. That's sweet.
You guys there?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
Hit
good
it.
to
Wait.
go. Ready? All right.
Go for it.
I always baby my new technology and my new equipment. I love the feeling knowing that I have the luxury of using something straight out of the box, and I do anything to that brand new smell and feel the product gives off. I want to keep my new belongings in mint condition. I love stepping into that new car and having the scent of the fresh upholstery flush through and engulf my nostrils. I get to be one of the first one to rob the spoils of not having something that was shared or used before me. I don't have to worry about the junk of other gross people. I can make my own butt groove that fits me perfectly. I take every detail into consideration, such as ensuring that the battery on my new laptop is not overheated, in order to preserve the life of it for as long as possible. When it sits on my lap, I even open my legs wide enough to ensure proper ventilation to the base of the laptop. I know that the longer I can keep something in good condition, the more I love and care, and end up providing them. Will help them last way longer than expected. I might even do something as extreme as avoid a puddle with my soccer cleats in order to keep them as bright as possible.
Stop. Boggles.
I think it's Jar's voice. It's nothing amazing, but just he started reading and I started getting into it. And I was like, oh, his new product, he wants to take good care of it. I wanted to listen to it.
How's your relationship with Jar?
I think of Jar as a nice guy. I like him.
How's your relationship with Jar? I didn't ask about what he looked like or what you thought of his niceness.
Well, it's good because he's courteous and he's nice. That's why I think it's a good relationship.
So,
kind of.
are you courteous and nice? Do you have employees at a favorite restaurant that are courteous and nice and get you your meal in a timely fashion?
Yes.
Did they remind you of Jar, or is it a different type of courteousness and niceness?
Well, since I've talked to Jar much more often, that courteousness is growing, and it's the relationship I think is moving forward.
Jar, how would you say your relationship is with Bogler, besides all these moving forward and non-vague terms that all these vague terms that he's using?
Boggles is probably the guy that I talk to the most.
Okay.
But you see, I've got this lacking sense because I've never had a real good relationship with anybody. Not one that, is defined as the...
So you guys, would you characterize your relationship as equally delusional? Like Bogler thinks it's a pro. If I was just listening to Bogler, I think you're best buddies. And obviously you're not even close. You say you're not close to anybody here on the forum.
I don't think we're best buddies. No, we're not.
Well, you didn't tell me that. You just said you had a good relationship with him. He's a nice guy.
No, I don't know. I think it's getting far. I like listening to him he's a
I didn't ask if you liked listening to him. I'm asking about your relationship.
We don't know each other well enough. So it's not that great. It's okay. It's starting to grow.
Well, it went from good to not great to okay. So what is the problem, Blue, with Bogler's description?
I don't think he knows what his relationship is with.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That's why I just tuned it out. I was like, who cares? I'm not going to trust this description. It's fucking delusional. And then I go to Jar and I hear a different story too.
Candid. I like hearing to not hearing from him. That's about how I can say it.
You like hearing to not hearing?
Like hearing from him compared to not hearing from him. So it's not that great of a relationship with that.
Yeah, you like hearing from him. You want to hear from him more.
Yes.
Okay. Blue.
I would say he would be like a good acquaintance. He's a pleasant guy, but overall,
he's a good third cousin.
Overall, there isn't like a deep, connection. There's no connection.
Hold on, who's fiddling? Stop fiddling with your whatever by the microphone.
Sorry.
Zyger, getting restless. We're coming to you, Zyger. Don't worry. Blue, what'd you think about the paragraph? Or did you forget it already?
I kind of forgot it already.
Why? Was it forgettable or you forgot it?
It was forgettable.
Okay. Forgettable paragraph.
And not to mention, he kind of stumbled because he thought he had the grammar wrong, but it was actually right. So he didn't trust his own grammar.
Tripped up, got nervous, and blew it right in the middle, right? He was carrying a grenade, got right to the line, dropped it, and it blew up the whole troop.
Right. I psyched myself out there,
Yeah, psyched himself out. Paper.
I was trying to say something different, and it just not.
Paper.
I don't have a relationship with Jar, none whatsoever, zero, nada. But I did enjoy his post. I like the fact that he was honestly giving me his personal reaction to his experience. I love the fact that he says that, I love the feeling knowing that I had the luxury of receiving something straight out of the box, and I do anything to preserve that brand new smell and feel that the product gives off. I know exactly what he means. I love that part of his paragraph.
Okay.
It really got me.
I like the way Paper just read.
Oh yeah, paper right there. That's the paper. That's the attractive paper.
Yeah,
that's the
that
personal
was
reaction
better.
paper. That's not the paper
I read
talking
the
in his
sentence.
EM
You
report.
read Jar's post was much better than how you read your post.
Thank you.
How you commented. He didn't read his post. How you commented, how you reacted was much better than how you read his post.
I think I just suck at reading.
Bogler, you're one of the most confusing guys. You say like
something.
something totally foreign than what you actually mean. It's so confusing. Zyger.
Well, one thing that caught my attention immediately is I was thinking, man, this guy's crazy with all his stuff.
All his little
That's
OCD
the
rituals.
Yeah, it's OCD ritual. But that's not the subject. The way he read it did bring me in because he made pauses and kind of gave a kind of mystery to it. Like I wanted to hear more. But in terms of my relationship, there really isn't any.
No relationship with Jar.
No relationship.
He's just a fascinating,
I enjoyed the post.
fascinating, disturbing guy, right?
Yeah, like when I heard this, it's like I'm hearing the story of a strange kind of crazy person.
Yes, this
that
is
might kill people someday.
okay.
It was like I better pay attention attention to
Yes, this is exactly my reaction to Jar. Jar to me, like if you were to tell me Jar is going to be like he is right now in the classroom, I would say that's not the person I'm reading, because the person I'm reading is a neurotic, crazy, kind of like a always on edge type of guy. But Jar is a little more easygoing. He strikes me as more easygoing in the chat room. But as far as like when I read some of his first posts, it's always like, this thing is so terrible. It's gonna, like I got a paper cut and people are gonna see the paper cut. They're gonna hate me. And I hate myself and I'm gonna kill myself. I always see him as like this on edge guy. But reading his posts to me, because I'm two things. I'm always fascinated by the underdog. I always root for the underdog. So I always root for the crazy guys like Jar. But his description, I thought his reading was pretty terrible. But his description, I read it on my own, was fascinating to me. I always baby my new technology and my equipment. I love the feeling knowing that I have the luxury of using something straight out of the box, and I do anything to preserve that brand smell and feel that the product gives off. Like the new car smell, and instantly I'm brought in when he's describing it. I want to keep my belongings in mint condition. I love stepping into that new car and having the scent of the fresh upholstery flush through and engulf my nostrils. I get to be the first one to rob the spoil, so I'm seeing his thought process. He's like, oh, this is my new car. I don't want anybody to touch it. Don't touch my laptop. It's super special. Get your hands off it. You're getting grease on it. Like, I have a friend like that. So I'm getting this picture by his description of this kind of neurotic guy. He has all these things. He doesn't want any dings on him. If you get near it, he's going to be like, if you're hanging out, hey, what's up, bro? And you get near his laptop, he's going to be fake smiling and high-fiving you, but he's going to keep his eye on your distance to his laptop, and you're about to touch it. He's like, well, hey, bro, be careful. You'll be talking about something. So, what'd you do? Yeah, you're hanging out by the pizza place. Let's go. Bro, your hand. It's about 5 inches from my laptop. I know we're talking about something, but bro, I just need to bring a serious subject for a second. You're really close to my laptop. Could you back off about 10 feet? Yeah, bro, that's cool. Okay, yeah, so about that thing we're talking about. So he's always, like, the friendship is always second nature to his stuff. He's like this neurotic guy. So Jar is kind of one of these fascinating serial killer type guys to me. So I'm always fascinated by his posts because they really engulf you, absorb you. Jar really takes, the advice, the criticism from the instructors to heart. Like, he's kind of like Harpo. We told him one time to use all exclamation points because he's so neurotic, and he started going crazy with it and really started seeing a personal side to his post. So this is kind of the sense I get from Jar. He really gives me a personal tour of what it's like to be a guy so obsessed with something new and trying to preserve that condition. I take every detail into consideration, such as ensuring that the battery of my laptop is not overheated. Look at this detail, this crazy detail. In order to preserve the life of the battery, I sit with my legs and I spread them wide apart to ensure the proper ventilation. So you see the neurotic thinking going on in his mind. He's doing all these little things just to make sure it stays super new. So all these little things bring me into the post.
I was thinking to myself, like, how will we fix this guy?
Yeah.
A lot of therapy.
So I can see him like an OCD guy, like touching the door 7 times and, making sure that his sheets are straightened and, this wrinkle over here is fixed. This is the type of impression I get from his very detailed, not just detailed, conveying his personal reaction in these posts. These are what draw me and attract me, even to a serial killer like Jar. So that's why I'm always fascinated with things with Jar. And by addressing, especially when he's a neurotic guy, me provoking the relationship with him has actually built the relationship on my side. So I feel like my relationship with Jar is better than, say, for instance, my relationship with Blue, because I get more feedback from Jar than I do from Blue. So I feel like I have a better relationship with Jar than I do with Blue. Even though I would say characterize Blue as a more thoughtful guy. Blue, when he makes comments, they're very thoughtful, very insightful. So I know Blue's a very bright, intelligent guy. But relationship-wise, we don't have a stronger relationship as me and Jar, even though Jar is like more of a serial killer. I get more into Jar's world than I do into Blue's world. Where every now and then Blue shocks you with I'm about to kill myself, guys, or this huge traumatic thing happened, or I'm feeling really depressed about this, or I'm really happy about this one little event. It's like Blue catches you off guard because he's hiding his feelings. He's always poker face. Whereas Jar is telling you every tragedy that comes along, and you're seeing every little crevice, every little nuance of his, neuroses or his neurotic thinking. And then slowly you get invested in Jar. As he's sharing these personal details, you get invested. I'm invested in Jar. Blue doesn't post. I'm not invested in his posts. But even though Jar himself, he's like, I have all these problems, I'm emotionally invested in Jar because I'm reading the depth of his problems. He's sharing the length and breadth and width of all these things he's going through. That's attractive to me. So now I'm invested. So now when he writes something, I'm like, Jar wrote something. That's the kind of reaction I want to have when you guys are writing your things. I want to have that emotional investment. That means you need to bring your person into your post and not just tell me about what you're doing or explaining something to me, trying to teach me something. You need to first teach me about you before I'm going to care about what you're going to teach me about. Zyger knows a lot about computers, and I can learn things from him about it, but I don't care ultimately about the computers. I care about Zyger. Why is he in computer science? What is it like solving a problem for him? What is it like troubleshooting and explaining things to people who aren't as bright as him or don't understand it. What's that experience like? I don't know. All I know is Zeiger's knowledge of this thing. So there's Zeiger's missing from the equation. It's not meeting my social needs with Zeiger. Okay, that's class. We're going to stop here. Any last comments, questions?
I didn't see the neuroticism until you pointed it out. Now I can see it. So it's like, I just read it like, oh, okay, this guy is doing all these things.
Yeah, because you think like that too. It's like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. Maybe I should do that.
Maybe I should do that.
I should spread my legs like that.
He's giving advice. He's giving advice. Do it yourself for keeping your things clean.
Yeah, that's how I read it. But now when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of neurotic.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like my experience. Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, it was great class, guys. We went a little over. I hope that you guys can watch the time, and if I go over, you guys can cut me off. That's perfectly fine. We always have more classes on the horizon. So thank you, guys.